Combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa Know-How.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and NapaOnline.com while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
What is your name?
Stanton Carlisle.
Can you read minds?
Yes, I can.
From director Guillermo del Toro.
What do I want?
To be found out, same as everybody else.
Now.
Are you in contact with the Beyond?
Yes, I am.
We've had our share of snake charmers. We deal with them. If you displease the right people, the world closes in on you very fast.
Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Rooney Mara.
You're going to find out what's coming to you.
Nightmare Alley. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without an adult. Now playing only in theaters.
Worried about what you're breathing in? With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Classic rock, Christian, EDM, hip-hop, Odyssey exclusive music stations. Every taste has a station. Brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar on the Odyssey app and Odyssey.com. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by the Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not a man to sweet heart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
I'm going to say something self-serving. I'm supposed to know an awful lot about foreign policy. I've known every major world leader in the last 40 years. I've spoken over 140 heads of state since I've become president. You know what they all ask me? Is America going to be all right? What about democracy in America? Did you ever think you'd be asked that question?
I mean, if you're paying attention, if you didn't think you were going to be asked that question, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Why are we yelling? Welcome into the Annie Frey Show. Who was saying, I think it was on Outnumbered the other day. I heard them say Joe Biden has 3 modes. The first one is this yelling mode, which is very bizarre. The second one is creepy whisper mode. And the third one is I can't read the teleprompter right mode. This is if you're engaging the Biden bot, then you've got those 3. If there's another mode, you need to go to factory reset and see if you can work out the kinks there. Very glad to have you in here today with us on the Annie Frey Show. We're excited to be with you. We've got our festive gear on, and this is going to, I'm not going to use the word devolve into a fun show, but you be the judge, and you can let us know by streaming us live on the Annie Frey Show Facebook page and the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are trying to grow that, and I am so excited to tell you what we are doing next week, specifically on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. And if you've got kids or grandkids, you are going to want to pay attention to this. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to say we're going to talk about that at 1:25 when we have, hopefully Trisha is going to be able to come in. She's working on the Annie Frey Christmas special, Annie Frey Show Christmas special. Ryan Wiggins will be in here for Wiggins America, of course, at 12:45. And because he loves me in the show, he says he's going to talk about polls, which is my favorite thing. So he's going to bring the polls in. And you know what? What was the mayor's name in Baltimore after Freddie Gray died, and that whole trial went on about whether or not the police officers did that to him or whatever. There was a lot of rioting. There was a lot of descent into madness.
Was that Keisha Lance Bottoms?
No, that's Atlanta.
That's Atlanta.
Yes, that's Atlanta. But you were close. I do believe it was a black woman. she gave these rioters room to destroy. She like marked out a certain amount of space and it's like, here, you do your thing here. Well, that's what we do at 1245 with Wiggins America. We give him room to destroy, and he can come in with his polls and prove his point.
Was it Stephanie Rawlings Blake?
There you go. Yes, Blake. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's what Wikipedia says. So
more reliable than me. So Wikipedia it is. So it'll be interesting to see what polls he is coming across. The polls are not looking good for Democrats, and the polls are like I said, not a big poll person myself, because if you want to prove a point, there's a poll out there who can do it. Here's what
the vice president did an interview with the Wall Street Journal, and she was asked if she assumed that Biden would run again. And she didn't say yes. She just said that the two of them hadn't talked about it. Of course, you all and the president himself has said that he does plan to seek re-election. So what's the disconnect here?
Oh, I mean, I can't speak to a conversation that the vice president and the president has. I could only say and reiterate what Jen has said and what the president has said himself, that he is planning to run for re-election in 2024. I don't have any more to add.
But just to be clear, when the president says he plans to run again, he means with Harris on the ticket?
Yes, he does. There's no change. Yes.
Funny to me that she laughed at that in true Kamala Harris fashion. Yeah, absolutely. Who's saying otherwise? I mean, it's obviously a question. Maybe Harris is going to run on. Maybe they run. Nobody said this yet. What if it's the Harris-Biden ticket? Biden's already talked about that. Maybe it's the same two people and in transition, because Joe Biden is going to have to impart all of his knowledge and experience onto Kamala Harris, who's going to be the first Black woman president. Then maybe they just same ticket and they switch it. Mark the tape. If that happens, I want people to know they heard it here first. It's probably not going to happen. Or maybe it happens and they just don't tell Joe. That could be.
That is
right?
That is a distinct
Weird.
possibility. I
that
think
shouldn't be part of the conversation.
I think that there's a lot that goes on that they don't tell Joe.
Maybe that's why they made that extra set that looks like the White House. That's where they're going to put him.
They're just going to keep putting him there,
and he's going to make decisions and sign things, and Kamala Harris is going to not do anything from the actual Oval Office instead of wherever she is right now. Happy Friday. Will they address, how long can the Biden question go on? How long do you think that they can continue to say that Biden is running again? I mean, I would have thought previously that it would have been important for him through 2022 to make that be the case. Let's get the midterms done and then we'll deal with that later. But I wonder if he's polling so terribly. If only we had someone who had polls around here to tell us, 1245 Wiggins America. If the polling continues to be this horrendous, the only way the Democrats stop the bleeding in the midterms potentially is to distance themselves from President Biden. And if you have Democrats come out, you remember when Barack Obama was running and people were not in the midterms? I think it was of his second term. He didn't really go on the campaign trail. They didn't want him.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that because they thought that he would hurt their prospects.
He wasn't an asset. He is what he is. You're yoked to the leader of your party if you're a Democrat. You're yoked to the leader of your party if you're a Republican. And it's, definitely, it's going to go without saying that if you're running as a Republican right now, people are going to assess your proximity to Donald Trump because he is the heir apparent to the nomination. He could abdicate that responsibility and someone else could come in, but he is not going to lead. It's going to be up to him because nobody else who comes in there, Liz Cheney, is going to have a shot at it if they don't have the Trump blessing.
That is 100% correct. It's actually, I even look at the nomination. He gets the nomination, and the only way he doesn't get the nomination is if he doesn't run.
It's his choice.
Yep.
And, I'm not even saying that as what I want to have happen because my dream ticket has Ron DeSantis on the top of it. And yes, right now, the person in me who does this for a living, and in some sense, it's like I'm watching a movie and it's like, how is the script being written? Donald Trump winning in 2024 would be the glorious ending it would be the third act of a good movie for me. be a horror film for other people, a real slasher. That would be poetic and entertaining. But I don't know that what has to happen between now and him getting elected is going to be healthy for the country.
Right.
But if he's the only one who can win, and it's Donald, I mean, I loved him as president. I hate what the hatred of him has done to the country. The people who hate him have destroyed this country.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
people want to push that on President Trump. He's part of that fight. Donald Trump owns who he is. He has never come in. So you'll have politicians, especially Republicans, who come in and they try to polish everything up and make everything look pristine with the golden retriever and the 2.5 kids and the suburban home and, you know, all the stuff that goes along with that. And then you find out that's not true. Don't use that as the assumption of what it means to be Republican. If that's not who you are, be who you are. And when Donald Trump, like I've said this throughout the duration of his pregnancy when I've talked about this, but what President Trump did was he got sick and tired of seeing the kids getting picked on the parking lot at recess, and he came in and he punched the bully in the nose. Now he threw a punch, and then everybody on the bully side wants to go, he's throwing punches. Did you see what he did to that kid? He punched him square in the face. And all the people who he stood up for going, thank you so incredibly much for shutting that kid up. Thank you so much. And unfortunately, we didn't know that the bully had the principal on the side and the bully had the administration on the side and the teachers on the side. We didn't know that there was going to be a scenario where when President Trump became the president, we didn't know how deep the hatred of him. In my opinion, I think the deep-seated hatred is that he ripped up the playbook for beating Republicans. He came in and he wasn't squeaky clean, and he never pretended to be. He spoke in a way that people who support him don't speak. He has acted in his life in a way that people who support him don't personally act themselves. His priorities in life are different than a lot of the other people who support him's priorities, which is to say that the Republican Party is more diverse than the monolithic paintbrush that the Democratic has used to illustrate it and win against it for a really long time. When Donald Trump comes onto the scene and blows that caricature to pieces, the Democrats go, well, what the heck are we going to do now? Can't call him a hypocrite because we can find something he did 30 years ago and, try to pin him against the wall because of it, because he doesn't disown any of that stuff. He is who he is, love it or hate it. My vote for Donald Trump in 2016 was such a reluctant vote that I was confident to cast because Hillary Clinton was a disaster. And I thought Donald Trump's not the kind of Republican that I am. He doesn't embody what I believe in or what I value. But Hillary Clinton is the worst. And I can't willfully, as the mother of, at the time, 3 kids, put Supreme Court justice appointees in the hands of Hillary Clinton, the troops. I can't do that. I'm gonna go against the devil I know. And roll the dice on Donald Trump. And he was more conservative and he was more convicted and he was more adherent to the promises that he made in campaigns. In the face of the most adversity, people working to actively make him fail. Do you remember when Rush Limbaugh said he hoped that Barack Obama failed? Do you remember that? Do you remember that was a big story?
I don't actually remember that.
Rush Limbaugh suggested that he hoped that Obama was a failure. And what he meant was, I hope his policies fail miserably. The entirety of the reporting of that story was that Rush Limbaugh wanted to see the president of the United States fail. What kind of American says that? One guy, one quote, President Obama, cardinal sin. The entire mainstream media spent every waking hour, and let's be honest, their fantasies and their dreams, working on destroying Donald Trump. They worked on obliterating him and making him the biggest, baddest villain that they could muster, and they're all in on it. Would it be great to see him rise from those ashes and take back the Oval Office in 2024? I think it'd be good for the country if he were the president, and it would be personally incredibly satisfying to me, maybe to you, if we were to see that happen. But I don't want to continue to live the rest of my life in which political party are you and adhere it to one man, because what we do here has always been bigger than one person. That's the whole point of we the people of the United States in order to form a more perfect union. We the people, the P is capital. It was to tell the king, no, it's not you, it's us. And that has to remain the same. And can it happen? You know, if Donald Trump is going to run, I'm going to support him, folks. He is better. He is a wonderful president, and he is better than any Democrat that the Democratic Party has to offer right now. But if we're going to move past this Trump era and get back to policy and kindness and goodness, I'm for that too. Our next guest, when we come back, I am so incredibly excited to welcome Kayleigh McEnany back on the show. And I say this as somebody who has had Kayleigh McEnany on the show many times before, but she has had quite an ascent since then. She is the former White House press secretary. She was essentially an advisor to the president, and I have been listening to her book For Such a Time as This, and I'm very, very excited. She remembered you, folks. She knows 97.1. She remembers coming on station and talking to you, and she'll be back with us when we come back. So Kayleigh McEnany, the only guest that I have booked today, because we're going to have our Friday friends come in here and celebrate the festive last weekend before Christmas arrives. So we are very glad that you're here. Please join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, the Annie Frey Show Facebook page. We'll be right back with Kayleigh McEnany in a minute.
When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going on.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
The fire is slowly dying. My dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh,
97.1 FM Talk. Uncensored discussion that's free in more ways than one. This is where St. Louis comes to talk. 97.1 FM Talk. Right here, right now.
When you have errands to run, do you like to run all over town, or do you try to make as few stops as possible? It's nice when you can get everything in one place, isn't it? Hi, this is Lori Heisey, owner of Heisey Advisory Group. I believe the same is true for retirement planning. You shouldn't have to go to one place for tax planning, another place for investment planning, and another place for retirement income planning. That's why Ken and I started Heisey Advisory Group. We wanted to build a company that could help families with all aspects of their retirement planning. We're more than just convenient. We're knowledgeable, experienced, and we'd love to help you create a comprehensive retirement plan so you can retire with confidence. Call 314-328-6000 to schedule a visit with us to talk about all things retirement. That's 314-328-6000.
Firm offers insurance but does not provide tax or legal advice. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. I actually don't even think about food. My knee pain went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad is it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. The second month is where I saw a drastic change in the size of my stomach. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400. the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
This is the season of big celebrations, weddings, graduations. Be sure you can see them clearly. Mark Cox here for my friends over at Brenton Vision. My wife, Michelle, went to Brenton Vision, had a modern version of LASIK called RLE. That is lens replacement, and she no longer needs glasses or readers, doesn't have to be concerned about cataracts. And when my son walks across the stage, she'll be able to see it clearly. You can too. Dr. Jason Brenton is a Harvard-trained surgeon, and he has got thousands of satisfied customers right here in the greater St. Louis area. You can find out online at BrentonVision.com. You can take a test to see what you might be a candidate for. Brenton Vision is the only place in St. Louis where you'll find all 7 forms of modern vision correction. Call them today at 314-375-2020, 314-375-2020. You can book right now online at BrentonVision.com.
We've done it again.
While other lenders are talking about raising their rates, our expert team at Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With the low rate of 1.875% and home values at all-time highs, you can get more cash out of your home or eliminate pricey mortgage insurance.
Call 314-567-GOLD today to get your refinance started within minutes and make no mortgage payments until next year.
After all, our team speaks mortgage and loves translating it for customers. We can save you even more money with our 1.875% rate.
Plus, you'll never pay up front for your appraisal at Golden Oak. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, short my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet.
Well, look, anytime, I don't want anything bad to happen to somebody who's a colleague and somebody who is a friend of mine, and I feel terrible for him and for his family. That being said, look, journalists have strict ethics and strict rules that we are to abide by, and if you don't abide by them, there are repercussions. And I wish Chris the best, and I'm sorry for how all of this played out. But you know, and I hate this for his family. But this is, you know, it's a business with very big responsibilities, and there are repercussions.
Anderson Cooper there having a very difficult time saying you screwed up, Chris Cuomo. He keeps kind of stumbling around it. You're talking about somebody, I would assume, but you should never assume these things, that they're friends or at least acquaintances. And to me, it sounds like he's acknowledging it and wanting to get past it and get done with it. But the real headline there is that there are required strict ethics and rules that journalists are supposed to abide by. And Anderson Cooper acknowledges that CNN needs to abide by those as well. Interesting stuff. If you've been paying attention to how much the mainstream media, which you may or may not watch on your own, is kind of struggling with what to talk about these days. The absence of Trump has given them time to think about other things that they may want to discuss. Here is Joy Reid. Listen to this.
Elon wasn't happy, so he did what he always did and stomped his little feet and insulted Senator Warren, calling her an angry mom and referring to her as Senator Karen. So for so many reasons, being a freeloader and a selfish and disrespectful one, and for misappropriating Black vernacular for misogynistic purposes, Elon Musk is the absolute worst.
How? I don't even follow that. I need a map.
So you don't.
Can you draw this out for me?
Well,
you can use stick figures.
Elon Musk recently came out against the Build Back Better agenda, and he even came out against the infrastructure bill that included all that funding for electrical charging stations. He said we don't need that, and he actually even said in this interview, I think it was with the Wall Street Journal, that the best thing government can do is get out of the way. And then, Elizabeth Warren came after him because that's what Elizabeth Warren does, and he responded to her on Twitter and called her Senator Karen.
Is that Black vernacular?
Well, that's what Joy Reid is claiming.
I didn't know this.
I didn't know that either.
So Karen is a word that only one race can call another race. Sounds racist.
It does.
That's racist.
It does.
That's racist. I can't. The Joy Reid stories, they bubble up to the surface, and I'm like, I don't have time for that. I don't care if I've got nothing to do for 2 weeks. I don't have time for that.
Do you think that's really how she is? Do you think that's actually her person? Like, if you met her in person, do you think she would be like that?
It would be really exhausting to put on like that.
Or is it a character that she plays?
No, I think that's how she is. I think that's the way a lot of people are prone to think in default racist terms. I think that the push has been to I think the idea of CRT is to get white people to think in those same terms, where you need to understand that the color of your skin is the initial thing that counts in any conversation. And when you hear what the media is constantly doing with whatever is out there in the world, it doesn't matter what the details are in the terms. If it goes against what the Democrats want, they just go to racism. It's the crutch that just keeps on giving for them. And if you want to know somebody who is very familiar with how to dance around the clown show that is the media these days, you just ask one Kayleigh McEnany. You see her on Outnumbered. She's with Fox News. She's been the press secretary for Donald Trump, and she is here with us right now. Kayleigh, welcome back to 97.1 to the Annie Frey Show. It's so great to have you here.
Hey, Annie, thanks so much for having me. It's been too long.
Yeah, we're so happy that you're here. And I'll tell you what, when I talked to you earlier in the week to ask you to come on the show and said I wanted to talk to you about your book, I am halfway through chapter 13. I'm almost done with it. And in order to finish it in time to have this conversation with you, I was listening to you on Audible at like 1.5 times speed. So you can get some words in. And it has been such a pleasure to listen to this story that you have to tell about such an important time in your life, but also in our lives in the country.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to read the book and listen to it. I know it's tough to get through. You have a busy schedule, but I really appreciate it. And absolutely, I have a story to tell about my time in the White House. And I tell it in my book, For Such a Time as This, My Faith Journey Through the White House and Beyond, where I take the reader into the behind the scenes in the West Wing and have some great anecdotes with President Trump. But even more importantly than that was the telling of how faith played into some of those key White House moments. Before my first briefing, turning to Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and how, I was really able to hear a message from Christ, especially when the going got tough or during the hard times. So, the faith journey component of the book to me was the most important.
One of the things that you talk about, Kayleigh, earlier on in the book that kind of framed your some of your experiences that you had as you were making your way eventually to the podium at the White House is David Dorn. You talked a lot about David Dorn. You talked about in your book the conversations with President Trump about that officer that we lost here, not very far at all from where I'm sitting right here, right now. This police officer who was off duty, and he came to help in the midst of riots, which is something that St. Louis here, with Ferguson being right next door, we are so familiar with. And you were a driving force behind the administration acknowledging David Dorn. A personal thank you on behalf of St. Louis from me to you for that. It was such an important thing to get acknowledged, and you brought it into the spotlight.
Well, thank you. And yes, no doubt about it. I mean, David Dorn was a hero, served his country valiantly in law enforcement, and then lost his life trying to help out a friend, as your audience well knows. And yes, I got a call from one of my aides, Chad Martin, late at night that this had happened, that this officer had died amid riots. And I immediately picked up the phone, called the White House switchboard, and got the president on, told him the story. And he learned it in real time shortly after it happened. The news broke. And then he put out a tweet and immediately, without hesitation, said, "Let's honor David Dorn's life." And he managed to get a tweet out honoring and recognizing this great hero. And so, yes, that was a real honor to bring attention to stories that unfortunately are too often forgotten if they don't fit the prevailing left-wing media narrative.
We're speaking with Kayleigh McEnany, co-host on Outnumbered, former White House press secretary, and also author of For Such a Time as This. Highly recommend. It's a great Christmas present. I've listened to it on Audible, and you can get it wherever you get your book, normally get your books from. And you also talk about Ferguson a little bit, and I think it kind of juxtaposes well with what your job ended up being in the White House. This hands up, don't shoot phrase that came out of the Darren Wilson, Michael Brown situation here in outside of St. Louis. It was not true. And as the press secretary, especially in the Trump administration, you so often had to correct and redirect people who used false information to push a narrative. Is it getting worse or getting better now that President Trump is out of office?
Oh, it's getting worse. Look, I mean, I think Ferguson was the tip of the spear. It's when I really woke up, and I mean, the tip of the spear of media disinformation. It's really when I woke up to just how bad the media can be, running with the narrative that, of course, Obama's own Justice Department debunked and said was not the case, and that Officer Wilson shot in lawful self-defense. But, that's a egregious media narrative that they got wrong. But there are so many, during President Trump's time in office. I have a whole chapter called Vindication about how it was disproven by the Inspector General that President Trump had gassed and pummeled protesters to walk to St. John's Church and hold up a Bible, that Biden's intel community has debunked that there were Russian bounties on the heads of American troops in Afghanistan, and Trump did nothing about it. I mean, these were just false story after false story, and it's getting worse. I mean, we see it. Rittenhouse, a great example, Kyle Rittenhouse. He was called a vigilante, a white supremacist, and they got away with this. And there's few corrections, there's few firings, there's no accountability in the aftermath, which is why it's so important to bring accountability by verbalizing when the press gets it wrong, as I do in my book.
Kayleigh McEnany joining us right now. And, one of the things that you said that I actually wrote down the quote from the book, you said healthy debate had been replaced with outright demonization. But you also said opposing viewpoints have made me better. You are well-versed and well-studied in the talent of debate. We have all seen the product of the hard work that you've put into becoming that good at it. And I think that a lot of Americans get caught up in the, my cable news network says this, but my cable news network says that. But meanwhile, we're just regular people having conversations about meaningful things on a regular basis. And more people who don't agree with one another stop talking with one another. What's your advice to people who don't want that to be the case in their own personal circles?
I think my best piece of advice is speak truth. And, I'm a conservative Christian. I spoke truth in the university setting and beyond. I still do today. But I think doing so with grace goes a very long way. The other side of the political aisle is not the enemy. I've had many great mentors on the left, from Van Jones and to Alan Combs, who are very kind and really took an interest in hearing my viewpoint, and I would hear theirs. And at the end of the day, we're all Americans. And I think recognizing that and not trying to ostracize people from your life that don't agree with you politically can go a very, very long way. I was advantaged being a conservative on a liberal campus, be it at Oxford, where my tutor, or what we would call a professor, was former member of the Palestinian Liberation Organization. I'm an Israel-loving conservative, so we had different viewpoints, but she made me better hearing her side of of that debate. And I just think if we recognize the value in hearing the other opinion, but hey, not changing your worldview, I'm not changing my worldview as a conservative Christian, but I can hear the other side. I think it goes a long way.
Kayleigh McEnany with us right now, co-host on Outnumbered on Fox News, former White House press secretary in President Trump's administration. You talk in your book a lot, and I've heard you talk on the air a lot about being a mom. You've got baby Blake, and people know baby Blake now. She's kind of her own little celebrity in her own right. I'm a working mom. I've got 4 kids. I welcomed my 4th in June. And it's tough, man. I just juggling my schedule here, and I do a noon to 3 radio show on weekdays. So I've got a pretty sweet schedule as far as that goes. But you did one of the most taxing jobs that a person could have, and you had a new baby, and you talk about how you were surrounded by love and support in that. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, congratulations on your 4th child. That is certainly the dream, to have a big family like that. Congratulations, Annie. I know you're a great mom. But I think most importantly is realizing that you have help around you. And if you have a desire in your heart to have a child and to be a working woman, and I had both desires in my heart, to know there's never a perfect time in your career to have a child, but anytime a child is conceived, it is perfect. And I can certainly say that was the case with baby Blake. And I did have help along the way. My mom, my mother-in-law are tremendous help. But beyond that, the Trump workplace at the Trump campaign, when I had first given birth to Blake, was so accommodating. Don Jr. rocked her on a plane once before. The finance director at the RNC, Todd Ricketts, rocked her to sleep when she was crying. Laura Trump held her pacifier. So I have these beautiful memories of not only a family that stepped up, but also a workplace that embraced being a working mom on the campaign trail, which is not very easy, but it is much easier when you have such a supportive family like the Trumps around you.
Kayleigh, last question before we have to run here, and we are so grateful for your time here on the Annie Frey Show. Just your thoughts about the next 2-3 years. President Trump's name continues to be part of the political conversation, but there's so much that's going to happen before that question needs to be answered. Do you feel like the Republican Party at this point is strong and has a strong message?
Oh, I have no doubt about it. You hear some of the dissenting voices in the Republican Party, the establishment, but you can probably count their names on one hand, and you can certainly count the percentage of support for that wing of the party on one hand when you look at polling. We're in a great place. We are unified, no matter what the left tries to say. Democrats have the slimmest majority in Congress that any sitting president has had in modern history. And there is a big red wave coming. And you see it when the issues of importance are the economy and crime and so many others that Republicans tend to really excel at. So I'm very hopeful. It was a tough year with Joe Biden in the White House, but help is on the way. A big break on the Biden presidency come next November.
Well, Kayleigh, we have a ton of people just shouting your praises on our live stream that we're watching, that we broadcast online. Myself, a big fan of yours, watching your ascent. I used to come on my Saturday show from time to time with the RNC, and just watching your success over the course of the years has been a pleasure to watch. And I think you're a real strong role model for young Christian women who stand for themselves and speak for themselves without any trepidation. So it's a pleasure to have you on the show with us today.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Annie, and I hope to join you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Kayleigh McEnany, co-host of Outnumbered on Fox News. And seriously, really want you to consider this book for such a time as this. I can do interviews with people who have books out. This was personal to me. I'm a fan of Kayleigh's. She's a millennial. And when we hear about people talking about millennials today, it's not usually very flattering. There are so many millennials out there who are doing good things. I don't think that's how she would define herself, because it's kind of a slander these days to, oh, are you a millennial? And you kind of want to push that away. She is a strong, principled woman, and she has done such great things early in her life, and I look forward to seeing what she does in the future. So please consider For Such a Time as This. She reads it. So if you're an audiobook person like I am, it's really the only way that I can consume a book, because I don't really get to sit down and read things on paper without little hands getting in the way. And honestly, at that point, they're not getting in the way. Kayleigh McEnany. When we come back, Wiggins America, and I'm just going to tip you off if you've been listening. We come into Wiggins America segment with just a little extra special spice, if that's how you can put it. We're going to have yourself a merry little Christmas when we come back.
Holiday spice?
Holiday spice. you're not going to want to miss it. It's really something.
It's something else.
It's something else. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show. The Mark Reardon Show.
We are joined right now by Missouri Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler.
What we are seeing is, in the eyes of both China and Russia, that they are viewing this president as weak and our nation as weak after the debacle that happened in Afghanistan.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
If you've listened to 97.1 FM Talk, you have heard of Doug Voss of Voss Financial Safe Money Radio, as he has been a staple on the station as the financial expert for many years. You can hear him on Safe Money Radio several times a weekend on 97.1 FM Talk. And in case you miss any of those shows, on his podcasts on Odyssey.com and search Safe Money 97.1. So call Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That is 844-676-7233. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through D.H. Hill Securities, LLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Spectrum Business is proud to support small businesses with the best internet and phone services at the best value. But we want to do more. So now, for a limited time, get 1 month of services for free. That's right, 1 month on us. Get 200 megabit per second internet and business phone, and even TV, all free for 1 month, plus free installation. Call 855-757-4544 or visit spectrum.com/business today. Restrictions apply.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-486-2205. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-486-2205. That's 800-486-2205. 800-486-2205. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Pineview Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The WAVE technology at Pineview Medical Clinic was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces powerful and instant results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Hi, this is Roel Vestjens, Belden President and CEO. We're proud to call St. Louis our home and always welcome the holiday spirit of this great city. On behalf of the Belden team here in St. Louis and our 8,500 team members from around the world, I wish you a happy and connected holiday season.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon, heading up 97.1 FM Talk's Tree of Hope team for the kids at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, where no child is ever turned away. Your gifts to the Tree of Hope go to fund special programs like music therapy. Board-certified music therapists bring the healing power of music to patients dealing with complex medical issues. Support provides instruments and other things necessary for the program, which is one of many not covered by insurance, but very necessary to a child's recovery. Please join our Tree of Hope 97.1 FM Talk team and give at treeofhope.org/97.1 FM Talk.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 52 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Information to keep you moving. Dependable traffic, mornings and afternoons with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Small but merry.
Let your heart be light.
Let there be light.
From now on, our troubles will be out of sight.
Where are your troubles? I can't see them. Hey, you're looking good. Thought this was going to be a little more upbeat.
A merry little Christmas.
Small but merry.
The people demand your voice, Ryan. They demand it.
Make it fabulous, people.
From now on, our troubles will be miles away.
4 kilometers if you're European. I'm doing the lounge singer
You're
guy.
letting me down, Ryan.
Here we are as in olden days.
Olden days, or are
Happy golden days of yore.
Are you gonna do this the whole song?
Yeah.
This is not why I'm
This is
playing
the
this
new
song.
thing.
No, it's not.
It's the best. It's better.
It's the highlight of my day. It's all
Oh.
downhill from here.
Well, the highlight was yesterday. I thought I can't beat that. So I thought I'd take a different approach to it.
with
I don't
Do a
I
lounge
don't think
singer.
that you're really thinking about how to beat it in the way that I am thinking about how you could beat it.
You're right. Tis the season of giving, and I should have thought about you first.
That's exactly right. That's why you're here.
Well, on the backside, I don't have any more lines written, so that'll be all improv if we bring that up at the end of this segment. Great interview with Kaylee McEnany. That was cool.
Pretty excited about that one.
It's pretty neat. I mean,
personally, I have to say that being a female in the industry and seeing other females that are younger who are coming up of age at the same time I am, it's pretty exciting.
which she did. I mean, I remember, now I wasn't on your show when you were on Saturdays. Now I'm on Saturdays, but I was on long
Pretty soon
enough.
I'll get fired and you can have this job.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Welcome to radio.
Oh, and he's not feeling well, huh? What a shame.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, I remember, and
You should
I've been here
go
long
to
enough.
Ryan Wiggins first with the investigator, Brad. If I disappear or I'm not feeling good perpetually.
Oh, absolutely.
I would take Ryan Wiggins
Yeah.
would be the first suspect.
Who is it? It's Ryan.
Ryan, where were you on the night of whatever?
I can tell you I wasn't killing Annie. That's to be my answer no matter what.
The only way that I can answer this question is with the obvious.
They'd be like, wait, Annie's missing?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, what?
We're just Uber Eats. We have our food for her.
Oh,
I'll
that's
take
right.
that. I'll take that tour. I'm sure you would buy it.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here singing lounge songs. I think I'm still in that voice. I can't get out of it. Just talking about news and politics, Annie. Anyway, to finish the point, I think it's really cool that even when I started on this show, Kaylee McEnany was not the press secretary yet, and you would have her on regularly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she's an internationally known person.
I remember sitting right where I'm right at this very moment in time, and knowing that she was going to be giving her first press conference, which she talks about in her book. And I remember sitting here thinking, we know, like, we talked to her. She knows who we are. Like, that is a really crazy thing to watch somebody's ascent. It was a very rapid ascent. And Sarah Sanders, I adore Sarah Sanders too. I would love to get her on the show.
Doesn't it seem like within the Trump administration?
Make that happen, Brad.
I'm on it. She just waved her hand.
And Donald Trump.
And Brad's
Get it.
like, okay, gonna have Sarah Sanders on tomorrow, which is
You guys
weird
will
because it's
fall
Saturday.
out of
Wiggins
your
America.
Yeah, yeah.
If you get Sarah Sanders on Wiggins America,
And Brad,
but
gonna
not
do
the
it.
Annie Frey show.
He's gonna ask, but if she says,
If I do-
I'll only do Wiggins
If
America.
I do that, I'm out of a job.
I actually have no control over that. But yeah,
No, doesn't it seem though like in the Trump administration, people rose faster because there was high turnover at the beginning, first of all.
and also because he didn't go to the obvious
That's my point.
bureaucrats
Yeah.
or people who understood the system. He broke the system,
Yeah.
which is why they hated him. Can I make a request that we do Wiggins America in the next segment?
Yeah,
I
that's
know
fine.
I know you've put stuff together, and we would have gotten into this earlier, but Kaylee was about 5 minutes delayed. So
No, I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you went along with her.
So I think it's important. You've got a daughter. I think it's important for young girls to see young women achieving in that way. And to me, still as a not quite middle-aged female, I still think of it as an old man's game. Politics, governmental power. It just seems to be something that is a man's world. And, I think about that in a lot of ways. And when I think of it that way, I'm not angry about it. I just kind of feel like that's the way it is. And when you see a young woman, or in some cases, any woman arising in the moment to achieve something like that, to me, I notice it. I don't know if you feel that way, or if that like resonates with you, because we have different.
No, as a not quite middle-aged male, as a young man, actually, I did not notice
Did you poll
that.
some young men and ask them what they thought?
Yeah. You guys look young. Can I talk to you? I've noticed that my daughter, and I never would have noticed this otherwise, but I've noticed that my daughter does notice when women are in positions that I never would have thought about. Because I never thought, oh, it's a female press secretary. Oh, so what? That's fine. But she notices
She
that.
gets it.
And it's interesting to hear you say that too, because I would have never paid attention.
Right.
But apparently girls do.
And to me, it's not that Kayleigh McEnany was a woman doing this job. She was really good at it.
She was good.
And I remember when they put her in there, I thought, can she hang?
Yeah.
Can she handle this? Does she come out with that big binder, like all 5'2", 90 pounds? I don't know but I imagine her being like travel size. And she was so good. She was so good. Will you please sing?
You have yourself
Oh gosh, Brian.
a merry little Christmas, but like we said, keep it small and merry.
Hello, Marvin Mitchell here from Compass Retirement Solutions. Did you know that the average 3-year CD rate in the area was less than 1%? That's why we are excited to offer you several accounts that are short-term and pay better than bank rates. For example, we currently have a 3-year account paying 2.4% and a 5-year account paying 3.5% per year guaranteed. What a great place for your lazy money. The money that you don't plan to use for the next 3 to 5 years. Now, terms and conditions do apply. So for more information, call 314-373-1598. Again, call 314-373-1598. This is Marvin Mitchell, and we would like to put your lazy money to work for you. Call 314-373-1598.
Guarantees are backed by the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Rates can change without notice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
Hey, guys, no pressure here, but if you really want to make this the best holiday ever, ask her already. What's more romantic than a holiday proposal? Come to Shane Company to see our amazing selection of unique engagement rings, crafted to last forever. Our warranty is free for a lifetime, and it even covers the center stone. No matter your budget, we'll help you create the perfect ring. We also have rings already set with a center stone, ready to go. And let's talk about center stones. All of our diamonds are conflict-free and natural, handpicked for their beauty. And Tom Shane personally selects our rubies and sapphires in Bangkok. We have so many center stones to choose from, plus we're a direct importer, which means we pass the savings on to you. All right, guys, make it happen.
Book a virtual or an in-store appointment with a non-commissioned jewelry consultant, or just drop by the store. Check our website for hours. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon from my friends at the Gelman team of eXp Realty here in St. Louis. Here's a question for you. If you need to sell your home, you think that you have to move, who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? For me, it was easy because Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty and the Gelman team, they're friends of mine. So I went to them. But I can enthusiastically recommend them because they're the experts here in St. Louis. Moving can be one of the most stressful times of your life. I was there a few years back. Make buying and selling your home as stress-free as possible by hiring Mark and Neil. How about this for an example? Tanya and Bill wanted to relocate to the East Coast. They needed to sell their home in Weldon Springs. They took my advice. They called Mark and Neil. The Gelmans delivered. They sold their home for an amazing $630K. Tanya and Bill were thrilled at the whole process. Their marketing attracts hundreds of out-of-state buyers every month. They're even selling homes for over $75,000 over list. Call the Gelmans today at 314-336-1991 or online at thegelmanteam.com. Certain restrictions apply. The Gelman Team.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
Tears in a Minnesota courtroom. Lisa Brady, Fox News, as a now former officer charged with manslaughter defends herself in the traffic stop killing of Dante Wright. Fox's Jeff Manasso has this live.
Lisa Kim Potter testified that it was chaos as Dante Wright, who was wanted on a warrant, pulled away from arresting officers in April, getting back into his car and trying to flee, fighting with officers, including one who was in his car trying to stop him, that she mistook her gun for her taser.
You have the firearm in your right hand, correct? And you are pointing it directly at Mr. Wright, correct?
Potter, under cross-exam, broke down for a second time as the prosecution tries to make its case of recklessness and negligence before the jury finally gets the case. Lisa.
Thanks, Jeff. COVID's new variant is now in at least 39 states and 75 countries, spreading quickly in part because of breakthrough infections.
We've seen cases of Omicron among those who are both vaccinated and boosted, and we believe these cases are milder or asymptomatic because of vaccine protection.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky expects it to become the dominant strain in the U.S. in the coming weeks, even as the country deals right now with another wave of the Delta variant. President Biden giving a commencement address today at South Carolina State University.
We've seen cases of Omicron.
Pardon me, here's the president.
Your time here has come during a tumultuous and consequential moment in modern American history.
He's pledging to fight for stalled voting rights and police reform legislation. That historically black school is the alma mater of House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn, who had planned to give the address, but instead invited the president and received his diploma with the other grads. There were no December ceremonies when he graduated back in 1961. The original had been mailed. America is listening to Fox News.
When news breaks, millions are turning to Newsmax. Get the latest on COVID, Biden's inflation, and the truth from Washington. Each weekday, Chris Salcedo probes vaccine mandates and looks at the potential dangers. Find Newsmax on all major cable systems or streaming on Amazon Fire, Samsung, Roku, Zumo, Pluto, and more. Millions are also watching the free Newsmax app on their phones. So download it today and start watching Newsmax for news you can really trust.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Gloomy and chilly this afternoon. Temperatures holding in the 40s with periods of rain. Could be a rumble of thunder, a flash of lightning in a couple of spots. No real big deal. Tonight, still chance of a rumble, but also a couple of wet snowflakes possible. 34 for the low. Saturday, clouds to start, sunny in the afternoon. 42, 19 Saturday night, and Sunday sunny and 39. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hey, this is Ryan Wiggins inviting you to give something that means something. Join us and donate blood at the Odyssey Holiday Heroes Blood Drive. It's Tuesday, December 21st through Thursday, December 23rd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at several convenient YMCA locations near you. You'll get a long-sleeve Red Cross t-shirt, and the Y is offering a no joining fee for all donors who join the day of the blood drive. Go to redcrossblood.org to make an appointment.
If you want to lose weight before Christmas, try Slim 180. Mark Cox here telling you about a great deal right now. Get with a friend, get with a loved one or a family member, and buy one, get one free at Slim 180 for 1 month only. This is a great deal. If you don't want to start right now, you can begin whenever you want, but go to Slim 180. There are 6 convenient locations: O'Fallon, St. Charles, Sunset Hills, Creve Coeur, Chesterfield, and Florissant. You work with counselors and doctors one-on-one. in person to help you get the weight off. If you don't want the 2-for-1 deal and you're going to try it by yourself, right now they'll give you 25% off just for mentioning this ad. I'm on Slim 180. I'm down 12 pounds already. I'm going to lose 20 before it's over with. Call Slim 180 today at 888-754-6111, 888-754-6111, or visit them online at myslim180.com.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all with soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. Even more alluring than lingerie, the texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at Pajamagram.com. Best of all, Pajamagram does the wrapping for you with free gift packaging. Order today, and Pajamagram will also include a free matching naturally nude nightie with the purchase of naturally nude pajamas. That's free gift packaging and a free naturally nude nightie when you order today. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
Ace is the only national retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint. Now Benjamin Moore's premium quality and huge selection of colors will be right in your neighborhood, along with the award-winning service and advice Ace has always provided for your paint projects. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their paint. Visit any of the 15 area Cotton's Ace Hardware locations. Visit them online at cottonsacehardware.com to find the location nearest you. That's cottonsacehardware.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Odyssey.com is where you can download the app and listen to 97.1 on your phone. Where St. Louis and beyond comes to talk. The Odyssey app for streaming. 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by the Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. So glad that you are spending some time with us. We've got Ryan Wiggins in studio with us. Hi, Ryan. How are you doing?
Hi, sticking around for some fun.
That's fun. Friday. Friday fun. We recorded both with Brad and with Ryan today stuff for the Annie Frey Show Christmas special. I think it is going to be special. I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, that sounds really special.
Shut up.
Glad to hear that.
We were really nice to each other on that.
Were. That's a very good segment
It's like
we did.
15 minutes of niceties.
Yes.
Got it all out of my system.
I thought, you know what? If today's going to be crazy, so let's make Christmas nice for everyone. Because I'm picturing, because I would listen. Our whole family listens for pretty much the whole Christmas special because we're in the car and we're opening gifts.
That's kind of the idea that you can take it with you on 97.1 wherever you go with whomever you're with.
And so the mood is very, I don't want to say reverent, but it's like
cozy.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cozy cabin of Christmas music. And so
when Trisha, when you make the banners and stuff for this, will you have it say on the bottom, it's a ... cozy cabin ...
of Christmas music.
Christmas music,
I mean,
but have
whatever.
Christmas music like run off the banner.
It's a cozy cabin of Christmas music. Okay.
It's some kind of crap like
But I knew that was the mood that I would be listening to it in. So I didn't want to come out and be like, hey, here's this crazy thing. What is up, Annie?
But he did it anyway.
No,
He
I did
didn't.
not. I talked about
Your dad.
love, and I talked about my dad. Talked about Jesus. It's very good.
Can't stand it.
I'm borderline using a voice
No, you're not borderline using your voice. That's not how you talk in the kitchen when you're getting your candy from the E-Mart.
I get excited and then I can bring it down. Like, oh my gosh, I'm eating a banquet meal, but it's got macaroni instead of fries. That was today.
I'm going to top this off with gummy bears.
There's a brownie, but there's no gummy worms in it. It's not the dirt.
What the
But anyway.
Why did you look at me like that? That wasn't good. My dad asked me yesterday after the show, he says, were you guys drinking yesterday? And I said, there was literally a point where it's like, professionally and responsibility, I should rein this in. I don't know how to, and I don't care, and I didn't.
Who cares?
So it's 1:10 on a Friday.
We're still doing it.
Hitting the Diet Pepsi pretty hard today. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get some. I got some caffeine in me. You good to go?
No, because I keep talking. I got this caffeine too late.
Well, how about this?
Because I've been running
Brad
around.
hits the Wiggins America sounder. I start talking. You just drink away.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wiggins. Oh, Wiggins. I'm talking polls, and he's drinking that soda. Guzzle.
I'm talking. I need something else for my soda.
I'm talking.
But my
polls.
sody, a roadie sody.
By the way, is sody a Midwest thing?
We used to say sody when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. My dad said it.
Sody.
But I've never heard anybody else outside of this area say it. So
it's better than calling everything a Coke, you Northerners.
Yeah.
No Southerners. Pop in the North. That's even worse.
Have you ever seen the map? This is not Wiggins America, but have you ever seen the map?
You did it.
I did it to myself.
I didn't do this
Don't worry
you.
about it. It's not you, it's me.
Heard that before.
Did they poll people on this map?
Have you? Yes. Well, there. Thank you, Brad.
Oh,
Let's get to this poll
you
first.
Don't
According
encourage
to
him, Brad.
this map, people say soda on the West Coast and the East Coast. The rest of the middle of the entire country, other than the South, says pop, except a tiny circle around St. Louis, Missouri. Did you know that?
I need to know who was surveyed.
Well, it's one of those fun maps, you know. I don't know. I didn't look into like the methodology of the poll.
Yeah, this is how Fauci does his science.
It's like one of those maps.
A fun map and made some decisions.
Brad knows.
It's like one of those fun maps that shows that all of Illinois is a Cub fan.
Exactly.
Which is completely incorrect.
Speaking of polls, go ahead, Ryan. Take it away.
So there's really, all poll agencies, I don't want to say all, but most polling agencies that you see now are tied to media outlets. They hadn't all been in the past, but
like
anymore.
Fox News poll says,
Fox
or
News
ABC,
poll,
or
CNN poll, LA Times poll. A lot of them are tied to newspapers. And they hadn't all been that way.
Can you please start your own Wiggins America polls? Just poll people around here.
You'd be surprised to know that I've actually talked to a couple people about it. There's too much.
Like outside, like Dave Klein?
Not people here. I've talked to a data analyst friend of mine about how to make that possible. And
you're gonna pay for it? They're expensive.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about actually doing it because I'm that interested in it.
Oh boy.
But it's too, you're right. It's too expensive. It's too expensive.
And the reason people pay for them is so that they can get the information that they want.
Yes.
That's why politicians pay.
And that's why I'm saying the ones tied to media outlets have lost credibility in recent years. Because in the past, they used to be okay because they would report on what the polling agency says. Now you can see that CNN has changed its methodology over the years to benefit CNN.
Correct.
So
and the people that CNN benefits.
And so they tie themselves to these things, and then the funding gets all messed up because they're agenda driven. So I look at just a couple of them that both are not tied to media outlets because then there's less of an agenda, although there still could be depending on who's paying for it. But you look at track record, and you've probably heard of Trafalgar. They're not really well known because they don't get a ton of
press.
Does
that guy look like a library turtle?
Yeah, he's got.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He looks really smart. He looks like if you were in a cartoon, if you were like on Mr. Rogers, he would work at the library and he would be a turtle.
That's exactly right. That's what, because he wears a bow tie. He looks all kind of professional, but from here up, he looks kind of like his head's really round.
Well, I just think turtles look smart because they have suspenders and bow ties.
No, I understand
turtles that I come.
I get it.
I listen to the polls that they give because you can trust.
Hi, little turtle. Who's going to win 2024? Can I pet you?
I don't know if you pet turtles.
Well, that's what you have to ask. They usually say no.
Especially
that's why
if they're
you don't
refined turtles and suspenders and bow ties. It's kind of
Yeah.
It's kind of
Oh,
presumptuous.
That's a little over the line, Annie. I was going to talk to you about numbers, but I guess if you want to bet me. Getting weird, isn't it? Getting a little weird. So Trafalgar
Can you dump that?
is
So it doesn't exist.
Trafalgar is extremely accurate. They showed up a little bit before 2016, and then they surprised everybody by getting 2016 right, which was rare because 2016 surprised everybody. Since then, they continue to get a lot of them right. I can't look at you. They continue to get ones right that nobody else is getting right. For instance, Glenn Youngkin. Nobody was predicting he would win Virginia, and he did, and they got it like within a half point exactly right of what the results were. They also predicted that Phil Murphy in New Jersey would barely win as the Democrat, but not by much. They got that one right. So that's just their recent track record.
Talking to actual people.
They're talking to
what are they doing to be so correct?
I don't know. They go to the
sampling
pond.
correctly.
They just wait for turtles.
Talk to all the other refined turtles.
Tell me, ancient turtle.
Why do you think turtles talk like that?
Who will? No, this is Trafalgar talking.
Oh.
Tell me, ancient turtle. Who will win in 2022?
How does the turtle respond?
It just
Slowly.
asks. Slowly moves along, asks not to be petted. Here's where Trafalgar stands on key issues heading into 2022. How do you think Joe Biden is handling his job? The old job approval numbers, 59% of the country disapproves, 36 approve. And the reason I like citing them is because you hear a lot of these numbers, but these guys are the most accurate. Like by the numbers, they're the most accurate.
Rasmussen used to be
They're
accurate,
good.
but is that not as much? Because they're kind of a conservative leaning one.
Oh, if you follow him on Twitter,
Yeah.
Scott Rasmussen is super conservative. That's fine.
There's no pretension of
He doesn't pretend.
fair and
No, his poll is fair though. He himself is conservative,
which is allowed.
which is fine. But I would say he's one of the more accurate, but there's been a couple election cycles where he's missed the mark a bit. Now, compared to a lot of them, he's been way more accurate, but so he's within the top probably 5 or 6, but Trafalgar is way up there. I love following him. Build Back Better. Is it going to be helpful or hurtful to the economy? 52% of the country hurtful, only 38% say it's going to be helpful. So a lot of people undecided too.
Isn't it possible that there are in the midst of that 38% people who would very much be helped by Build Back Better, but just not in a way that's good for the country?
Well,
and for the people who are paying for it?
Yes, but the specific question was, is it going to be helpful or hurtful to the economy? So not necessarily you.
Not your economy.
Yeah, not your personal world, but to everyone. What's your opinion on Omicron? Should there be more mandates, lockdowns?
Okay, Omicron or Omicron?
Omicron.
I took Greek. It's Omicron.
Futurama says Omicron.
Futurama's a cartoon.
My point exactly.
I don't know what to do.
Have you ever seen Futurama?
Oh, Omicron. Oh,
No, I don't know Greek either, which is why you both sound like you're wrong.
This is going to sound nerdy, but
Wait, we're already there. Go
The
ahead.
O in the Greek language is omega. That's the O sound, the long O sound. So the Omicron is the short O sound, the ah. So it's Omicron.
But if you're a Futurama fan,
you're free to be wrong and be a Futurama fan.
Did you catch the joke of Omicron Persei 8? They would go to a planet.
What are we talking about?
They would go to a planet that was like a very hippie, like PC, everybody's on drugs.
Will you please raise your hand on YouTube if you know what they're talking about? Because I don't want to stop them if I could be the only one who doesn't get it.
So the name of the planet was Omicron Persei 8. OP8, opiate.
I know what that is.
Right? Okay. Now we're all laughing and having a good time again. Okay. What's your opinion on Omicron? 69%, almost 70% say no more mandates, no more lockdowns, regardless of whether it's a thing or not. 30% say, yes, we should keep doing lockdowns. So the country is moving on.
Doug on YouTube knows what you're talking about.
Thank you, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug. Swing state election polls. This one is where why I wanted to do this whole thing. So he is focusing on, because like you said, polling is expensive. Trafalgar is not a huge polling agency, so they have to allocate their resources appropriately. They have chosen to focus on 2 states right now. You'd think they'd be something like Michigan and Georgia or something like that, 2 big swing states. Well, he's focusing on Nevada and New Hampshire. Those are 2 states that have moved decidedly bluer in the last decade. Both of them apparently, according to Trafalgar, are in play. That's what's amazing. Nevada governor, the Republican, 46% to 40%. 6% lead for the Republican for governor of Nevada. 4% lead for Nevada Senate. That's a big deal for the Republican in Nevada. That's usually not even on the map. That tells me, and New Hampshire too, Trump versus Biden, if that were an election, or Trump versus Harris, Trump wins New Hampshire, according to Trafalgar.
Wow.
So the fact that he's even focusing on those states and that Republicans are in
the
play,
conversation.
that says a lot to me about what the other swing states are, because he's focusing on those. That means that the regular swing states that we've come to expect, I'm going to guess, are even further right than that. So I thought that was very, very interesting and one of the most accurate pollsters out there. A lot to say about 2022 and beyond. So we'll see.
Patrick on Facebook says way too far in the uber nerd convo.
I know.
You, me, Patrick, we're the cool kids that don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on half the
Patrick,
time.
you don't get to use the word Uber and not be part of the nerd crowd.
Yeah, Patrick.
Why? Why did the nerds own Uber? Not
we own everything.
Okay, said the nerd.
Yeah, Uber is a nerdy word. Sorry, Patrick.
Isn't Uber? Maybe I'm stupid, but isn't probably stupid? Isn't Uber like German for a lot or much or something like that?
Yeah.
You know
Like,
what, Brad?
I remember
Let's
people
talk
saying-
about that real quick.
This is radio code for I'm going to Google this and sound smart in about 30 seconds.
Uber is a German language word meaning over, above, or across.
A lot, kind of.
And I'm not even reading that. I'm just reciting that from memory. So you're close.
Well, I mean, I knew of the word Uber as that before it was. What is the definition again in your memory?
Over, above, or across.
I mean, just over, above, or across.
That's interesting in the context of the company. It's kind of neat.
Why? Oh, because it's
Uber
taking
will
you
take
from one place to
over,
another.
above, or across.
Okay.
I think that's kind of cool because I never really understood. Because to me, I could think of the word Uber being used and like I'm uber excited to go to the party tonight, super excited. That doesn't. I mean, I get that could fit into that company, and I understand that. But over, above, and across is different, and I like that.
I do too. And so I'm going to Uber home today. I'm going to leave my car here and just deal with it later. Just for you, Annie.
Okay.
Trying to come up with something to say here at the end of this segment is what I'm doing right now.
That's a great Wiggins America.
Yeah. Thank you.
Trafalgar. Turtle pulse.
Just remember, Trafalgar is the turtle guy. That's all you need to take away from that segment.
I remember things in very weird ways, and that will continue
it.
to be the way that I do remember that. All right, let's take a quick break. Trisha's going to join us here in a minute. You guys want to do an Ask Me Anything? We haven't done that in a long time.
Sure.
Do you have
I'm
any
down.
questions to ask?
I do.
You know
Come
that
on,
that means
dude.
you have to ask us questions, right? Not yourself. Here. If you have a question that you would like to ask us, we will, in the 1 o'clock hour, do an Ask Me Anything segment where you literally get to ask us. Oh my gosh.
Remember that soda she was drinking
That
while I was
water.
talking?
Shh, don't tell.
Okay, I won't say anything.
We only have one engineer. He's probably not here.
Okay.
All right. Everything is fine. Everything is great. Trisha, will you bring a towel in with you when you come? We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Christmas card I write. May your days, may your days, may your days.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Your Christmases be white.
Nobody else is reporting what we are. So if you want to make sure you're not missing the most important stuff, follow 97.1 on Facebook or Twitter. If you're lucky, they'll let you see a good 25% of it.
Want to do something fun while helping a local charity? Well, here's your chance with Friesen for Funds. On Saturday, January 8th, join friends and fellow community members for a jump in the pond at Glazebrook Park in Godfrey, Illinois. We'll be out there from 10 a.m. to noon. You can visit coldengodfrey.com to register. For $25, you'll receive a cool t-shirt and an entry to the charity of your choice. Mayor McCormick will draw one lucky winner at the end of the event. The more people who register for a charity, the more likely it is to win. So if you're a charity, school, or sports organization, make sure to tell as many people as you can to get registered. Don't worry, you don't have to jump in. You can join us for donuts from Mr. Donut Coffee, Shivers Frozen Custard Coffee Cart, and hot cocoa from the Salvation Army. Again, it's January 8th at Glazebrook Park in Godfrey, Illinois from 10 a.m. to noon. Register today on Facebook at Friesen for Funds with a $sign or visit coldingodfrey.com.
This is the season of big celebrations, weddings, graduations. Be sure you can see them clearly. Mark Cox here for my friends over at Brenton Vision. My wife, Michelle, went to Brenton Vision, had a modern version of LASIK called RLE. That is lens replacement, and she no longer needs glasses or readers, doesn't have to be concerned about cataracts. And when my son walks across the stage, she'll be able to see it clearly. You can too. Dr. Jason Brenton is a Harvard-trained surgeon, and he has got thousands of satisfied customers right here in the greater St. Louis area. You can find out online at BrentonVision.com. You can take a test to see what you might be a candidate for. Brenton Vision is the only place in St. Louis where you'll find all 7 forms of modern vision correction. Call them today at 314-375-2020, 314-375-2020. You can book right now online at BrentonVision.com.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, get great deals on a variety of Craftsman tools all month long for those DIYers in your family, like the 20-volt drill driver combo with a battery and charger for just $119. With a deal like that, we're putting unfinished projects on notice. Looking at you, loose doorknob. That's the drill driver combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and NapaOnline.com while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
What is your name?
Stanton Carlisle.
Can you read minds?
Yes, I can.
From director Guillermo del Toro. What do I want?
To be found out, same as everybody else.
Now. Are you in contact with the Beyond?
Yes, I am.
We've had our share of snake charmers. We deal with them.
If you displease the right people, the world closes in on you very fast.
Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Rooney Mara.
You're gonna find out what's coming to you.
Nightmare Alley. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without an adult. Now playing only in theaters.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman. Where do you go for your annual eye health examination? Ophthalmology Associates, of course. Doctors Greg Birdie and Ranjan Malhotra. Dr. Robert Bersati, he's the one I saw, or Dr. Andrew Royer. They are available to you and are there to take care of all your vision needs at Ophthalmology Associates. They're on Manchester Road, a half mile west of 270. Your vision is their business at Ophthalmology Associates. In fact, many of their patients are doctors themselves. That's why they call themselves the doctors, Ophthalmology Associates. Are your eyes itchy and scratchy? It could be more than just allergies. They're the leaders in dry eye diagnosis and treatment. They're the leaders in LASIK and discussing those procedures. And if you're having difficulty reading or driving at night, you have glare from oncoming headlights, could be early signs of cataracts, and they can talk to you about multifocal lens implants. Ophthalmology Associates, youridoc.com.
As fall rides off in the sunset, I sweep the snow from my doorstep. I just can't help but stop and grin. It's like I'm 10 years old again. And everywhere
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Once a year, like it came on a midnight clear. It's all out this season is a gift. When love came down to let's live. Let's open up and let our hearts embrace this moment for Christmas.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. Yay. So we're going to do Ask Me Anything at 1:45. And if you have questions that you would like to ask us, specifically any one of us individually, you can ask them of me. You can ask them of the whole crew. Comment them on the live stream, the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Please, if you don't mind, subscribe while you're there, because we are going to do something super fun next week. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm just going to give you the tease. December 21st, Tuesday. Is that the right day? Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday.
Tuesday, the 21st.
Tuesday. I'm writing it down to make sure I don't say that wrong later. Tuesday, December 21st. All I'm going to tell you is make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. We will tell you a little bit more specifically about what we have in store for you in the 2 o'clock hour when Rob Kramer comes in studio with us. Trisha's going to be here in a minute as well. But we're going to do Ask Me Anything next. So if you have questions, you can come onto the Annie Frey YouTube channel and just comment your question that you would like us to ask. Brad's looking at them and starring them so that we can add them into the mix when we come back. How are you? Brian? Hey, Brian.
No, not a celebrity couple.
Just a couple.
We kind of are.
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah. Just a normal couple.
Just a couple guys.
Just a couple guys hanging out, talking about love interests. What? We're talking about our wives, Annie.
You've broken Annie.
I can't. I'm halfway through the show. Like right now, 1:30.
Who are you interested in, Brad?
Got a man up
my
here
wife.
and finish
Me
the
too,
show.
man. That's cool. Me too. That's cool. Good talk.
Interested in my wife.
Interested in my wife, man. Yeah, me too. That's great, man.
But not your wife.
No, I'm interested in my wife. He's interested in his wife. That's
You
the whole.
said,
That's the
"Who are
entirety
you
of the
interested in,
conversation.
man? My wife. Yeah, me too.
No, I didn't. You're getting confused as to who's speaking here, Annie.
I don't think
Hard
that.
to see
I
how
don't
that
think
can
it
be possible.
changes. I don't think it changes.
It doesn't. Are you two gentlemen equal contributors to the preparation of Christmas in your household? There's a thing out there about, women do all the shopping and take on a lot of the burden. Nobody likes to talk about that more than women.
Yeah. Well, as a celebrity couple, I can speak on behalf of both of us and say, yes, we are. I am in my household, and Brad tells me when we have our talks that he is in his.
Do you shop for gifts? Does your wife shop for gifts? Do you break it up?
Well, that's the reason that I am, is because I shop all year. So if I see something, I'll grab it and put it in the box downstairs for Christmas.
You ever forget where you put things?
No, because I got the box. It's the box.
Do the kids know about the box?
No, they do not, and they
I'm gonna
will
tell
not.
Hey, kids, come here.
It's changed into a old kiddie pool now or something. Then if you tell them about the box,
Brad, do you do what portion of the Christmas shopping? I think you've said before, not a lot.
I don't. Yeah, I shop for my wife, and that's the portion of Christmas shopping they do. And I contribute it in the way that I give like ideas, like what do I think my parents would want for Christmas or something like that. But I don't actually go out and buy it. Actually, the last thing that I went out and bought for my dad is still sitting on the shelf in his house. He hasn't used it yet. So
are you disappointed?
Yes, I'm incredibly.
Is he listening?
He might be.
Do you have anything else you need to say?
Yeah, Dad, you need to get that set of sockets out and put them in your toolbox and use them.
Yeah, Dad.
Yikes.
It's been 3 years.
Or sell them.
That phrase is a red flag to me, Brad. I'm just saying, within the creative world especially, but probably other industries too, when you are, quote, no, I'm the ideas guy, that means you don't really do anything.
Well, the other part that I do is I help schedule the like with my family when we're going to get together and stuff like that. But I really feel like my wife does the majority of Christmas stuff. I hang lights.
That's something
stuff like that.
That's a thing. Good job. I'm thankful for wet ground this year.
Oh, Lord. I
Getting those stakes
do basically 98% of the shopping. But now that we have 4 kids, but they're old enough to kind of, it's hard to hide things from kids who might know that there are gifts hidden somewhere. And I've told this story before, but I think I was in 5th grade and all I wanted was a stereo. I wanted a stereo with a CD player on the top where the speakers came. It's kind of weird how, looking back in my life, how I've been so connected to radio and audio for so long. Like, do you guys remember, did you ever record stuff on cassette tapes from the radio?
Yeah, make a mixtape.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Like in real time, you had the DJ, the DJ would kind of become part of that song for you if that's how you recorded it.
Yep.
You'd try to get it right when the DJ stopped talking and stop it because the DJ would always come on at the end. And then, I would just sit by my radio and wait for the song that I wanted to record to come on and make a tape. And I wanted this stereo so bad. I just, I don't know if as a grown-up, if there are things like that you want ever as much as you wanted that thing when you were 10, whatever that thing was. And I just was pining for it. And my parents were really sleuthy about how they would just put the Christmas presents under a blanket next to the laundry that we had to go down and do.
Oh.
So all I had to do was lift up the blanket and look, and I did, and I saw the stereo, and I was immediately just filled with excitement, followed by an incredible sense of shame, guilt, and honestly, sadness that I had just had my Christmas morning moment by myself in the basement, and I took it away from myself. And then when Christmas morning was there and we were opening, I had to pretend. I mean, I was still super excited that I got the thing, but the Christmas morning moment, like I said, that I took away from myself, never again did I peek, snoop, or look, not on purpose. If you come across something, that's one thing, but
You said you did pretend or you didn't?
I did. And
You
my parents didn't know that I knew that until I was a grown person, that I did that.
You shouldn't tell them. Hopefully they're not listening.
Oh, no, they know.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. I mean, it was an interesting lesson because it was not the thing. It was like the fact that they got this for me and the excitement of what's inside this wrapping paper. I took it away from myself and I just didn't realize how important that was and the value of waiting for the moment when the thing you're supposed to get is going to be given to you and not having to, cut my legs out from underneath myself.
I'll be careful in telling the story because of
being careful.
Yeah, being careful. But when I was a kid, probably I had to have been younger than 10. I had a friend named Corey who remember the game Mousetrap?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were mouse trappers.
Oh man, that game was super cool. But there was
it's like Minecraft for 90s kids.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there was a late 80s version, and then there was like the original, probably late 70s or early 80s version, and they're different. And the way the game was played was different. The traps would set differently, and they were set up differently. And so my friend Corey had this original version of Mousetrap, and I was like, I've played the new version. It don't have this and this and this. Corey's has this thing. And I was like, here's what I want, Santa. I want the original version of Mousetrap.
Yeah.
And my parents just kept telling me, I don't know if the elves are still going to be able to make that.
Yeah.
And so I'm just connecting it because that was my disappointed Christmas. I was like, oh,
yeah,
they didn't make
they couldn't do
the old version of Mousetrap. So
another thing about Christmas gifts and Santa Claus, we haven't visited Santa Claus yet in my house. I think we're going to try to do that this weekend, but I have so much stuff that I have to get done. Santa Claus needs to be visited, so we'll try to make that happen. But I always have to remind my kids as well that the gifts that Santa Claus if Santa Claus has to buy or make or procure gifts for everybody everywhere, that it's not good to ask Santa Claus for that big thing because Santa Claus can't get that big thing, the PS72 or whatever we're on right now. That's not really the type of gift that Santa Claus is going to bring to every kid. And that it's important to ask Santa Claus for something with the thought in mind of all of the other kids that he's going to get these gifts for, so that you consider spreading out those Santa Claus resources to make sure that you're asking for something specifically from Santa that he could bring any kid. And I heard about that on a Facebook post one time, and I thought about that, and I thought that's an important point. That when you consider that Santa Claus has to buy gifts or make gifts or procure gifts for any and every child that is going to be visited by Santa Claus that night, that those gifts, they're not the extravagant gifts. I mean, in our house, if the gift is going to be extravagant, and they're not usually very extravagant, those usually come from Jared and me, but we just don't really let them ask Santa Claus for something that big.
I've had some good conversations with my kids lately about preparing for Christmas and just trying to not have the focus be on me. And that's easy to do for everybody. I think I've been projecting onto them because I've been telling myself that lately.
Sometimes you need to hear yourself say it out loud to go, oh.
Yeah. And I've been realizing how much, and not with Christmas presents, but with just my time. I've been very much trying to hoard my time for me And I'm realizing that I think, honestly, that one of the things this whole Christmas season that God's been telling me is quit focusing on yourself with everything, but with your time especially. And I the last week or two, I've just enjoyed being at home with my kids when I go home so much more because nothing's changed.
It's about
schedule's still the same.
Present with who you're with.
Exactly.
Because if you are always running out of time, then wherever you are, you're thinking about where you're not, as opposed to being where you are. And it's kind of like talking about reading books before, about how if I were to sit down, I mean, it's almost laughable for me to think about sitting down and reading a book and having a book in my hand and being able to do that. The words I said before is, as soon as I do that, there are little hands that are creeping in on the pages that get in the way. And if those little hands are getting in the way of me reading a book, then that's upside down priorities. That if those little hands are there, that I need to put the book away, not shoo the other the other attention getter away. And I think that Christmas is one of those important times where there's just so much that you just have to start making very purposeful decisions about what you can't do, and then being present for what you can do.
Yeah. And it's Christmas, but it's also, I mean, it's a lesson that's personal and you act it out personally, but it applies to all of society. Like, we can look around with politics and people, movements and things. How much are we as people individually and society saying, I'm doing things right now that are for my neighbor, that are for others. And I've been challenged that should be not most of the time, like 100% of what you do.
It should be the default.
Should be for others and for God and for just not me, because I've been so focused on me.
And the truth is that if you live your life that way and you're around people who also live their life that way, you will be cared for by other people instead of cared for by yourself. So there's a reciprocity there that is important, which is so far away from the normal conversation that we would have about this politician and this policy and the way politics is trying to connect the two, but really pushes them super far apart. That we just live in such a selfish, self-centered society where we are always told by the powers that be to focus on ourselves, and that everything about you is 100% okay. And anybody who tells you or suggests differently, they're not only wrong, they're bad for suggesting that. If we're not using our self-reflection as a way to improve ourselves, like, what's the point of looking at yourself and being like, perfect? This is perfect. I mean,
that sounds like a joke perfect. I make every day on this show.
Well, it is a joke.
New Year's resolution. Stop with self-aggrandizing jokes.
See,
that will never happen.
Just keep being me.
Yeah,
just
keep doing it.
Bigger and better. If we actually look at ourselves and reflect upon ourselves and identify ways that we can be better, that's better for everyone around us. And if that's the attitude that everyone had, then everybody would be better around everyone.
Yeah, it's infectious.
Yes, and rare. All right. Ask me anything when we come back. We've got a couple questions coming through here on the Annie Frey Show Facebook page live stream. Also, the Annie Frey YouTube channel. You can watch us on Twitch and comment there as well. We see all those comments at one time. First question that we have here is from Erica. She says, I have a question. Can you name a current Democrat that you like? She thinks she knows the answers already. I am eliminating the answers of Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Manchin. I'm taking Joe Manchin off the table too. Fair. We'll start with that question when we come back, and we'll include yours that you comment right now. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. The Mark Cox Morning Show.
Couldn't go to the grocery store, but we would starve to death.
In St. Louis, you can have chickens.
In city limits?
Couldn't
Up
imagine
to 8.
doing that. No, thank you.
You know what I'm getting, Carl, for Christmas?
No,
chicken?
you are not.
Yeah, do it. I'll help pay for that.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
My microphone just fell off the stand. Stewart's American Mortgage. If you need to do some, repairs at your house, like something just fell off of the roof or the ceiling and you need some cash to make that happen, let's just do this like this. Stewart's American Mortgage can help you do that. Low rates right now, low mortgage rates, and high equity in your home. Get it while the getting's good. At Stewart's American Mortgage, you are going to be able to go through that process with Stu. He's going to walk you through the whole thing. You're going to deal with him, and he is going to help you with the best case scenario for your particular situation. Maybe you want to take the 22 years that you have left on your mortgage and shorten it down to 15, maybe even 10. Think about that. With a much lower interest rate, you can do that and not have it cost you a whole lot out of your pocket on those new payments. Plus, it doesn't cost you anything to use the bagel loan. He does not charge you the fees that every other refinancer out there is going to charge you. Call him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440 and tell Stewie Annie said hello. Get the bagel loan started for you today. NMLS number 226715.
Get laid by the best. Hi, it's Andrea, introducing Scott at Best Buy Flooring.
Hi, holidays are here and you need new floors. Our huge in-stock selection of carpet, vinyl, plank, hardwood, ceramic, and laminate are in our warehouse.
Low pricing, free financing, cash and carry, or let the experts lay it. 2 locations, 7301 North Lindbergh in Hazelwood, Missouri, or 1851 West U.S. Highway 50 in O'Fallon, Illinois. Open 7 days a week. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring. Happy holidays.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-486-2205. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-486-2205. That's 800-486-2205. 800-486-2205. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-238-7360, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get in your comfort zone with Carrier Quick Cash rebates from $50 to $1,650 on qualifying new HVAC systems. And for a limited time, Air Comfort Service will double your Quick Cash rebate. For details, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Bringing you up-to-the-minute traffic like nobody else. Sue Thomas and dependable traffic, driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
You're a mean one.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We're going to do a little bit of Ask Me Anything. And the very first one, Trisha's in here with us now, along with Brad and Brian, or Brian, as I accidentally call them on a regular basis. We said it's their celebrity couple name. And then Ryan corrected me. It's just their couple name. So fair enough. First question is from Erica on the Annie Frey Facebook page. And she says, name a Democrat that you like. And she says that she knows who it's going to be. I am taking Joe Manchin and Tulsi Gabbard off the table because That's too easy. And I also, this question, if I were going to ask a Republican or a Democrat, like name a Republican that you like, don't name to me all of the Republicans who Republicans don't like because they're not Republicans. So it doesn't have to be because of their policies or anything. Just like somebody who you're like, they're not a bad person. Who do you got?
Mitt Romney. It's a little political humor for a Friday. All righty, got that out of the way. It is Mazie Hirono.
Really?
I consider when she speaks to be pure entertainment because it is a trip. I don't want to say anything about her that would be negative, so I will say she is so smart that when she speaks, I am just in
Sounded
awe.
like you were going to rhyme something with smart. So I'll go with Eric Swalwell. Just kidding. Who do you got, Trisha?
I would keep it local, actually. And I would say my mayor, Patty Gregory, I believe she's a Democrat. She's the mayor of Belleville. She was just elected. She's run Art on the Square for quite some time
It's
now.
a big deal out there.
It really is. And she does a lot to make the community nice.
Man,
just
nice
on
move.
a local level, I'm seeing like small changes already that are making a big impact.
What about you, Brad?
Kirsten Sinema, because like the thing is I don't agree with her on like 99% of her policy, but I absolutely admire how she marches to the beat of her own drum. So she's not beholden to any party. It's her own thing. And she's sassy whenever she does things.
I was going to say Kirsten Sinema, but only no, I like her that to me, I don't know what she's going to do immediately. I don't, most Republicans, what they're going to do. Most Democrats, what they're going to do. I don't know what Sinema is going to do, but also her outfits are wild. What's the deal? But she's her own, it's part of her personality and it's part of the, I don't know what she's going to do thing. So I'll go with that. So I don't know, Erica, thank you very much for asking that question on the Annie Frey YouTube or Facebook page, I should say. And I don't know if Sinema was one of the ones you thought we were going to name, but I figured Manchin and Gabbard are two obvious answers that most Republicans would say.
I like Sinema also just because her last name is spelled in a way that's like a cool tech company was trying to spell the actual word cinema and was trying to change it so you'd remember it.
Oh, like the movie theater.
Yeah, like the movie theater.
Do you have a question?
Yeah.
You look like you do. You keep looking at your phone like you can't wait.
I got it. Whole room here. Favorite T. Cruz? Ted, Tom, or Terry?
Wait, who's Terry Crews?
I've got an answer for this one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do I know who
Ted Cruz?
Everybody knows
Tom
who Terry
Cruise or Terry Crews. You can look him up if you need to.
Him?
Yeah, they're all hymns.
Trisha? Oh, Terry Crews.
Uh-huh. What's funny about it is
the Old Spice guy. Him, obviously.
Yeah. All three of them spell their last names differently.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was thinking. No, I'm all in. I love him. He's great. Okay. He's outspoken. He called out some Hollywood person who grabbed his personal area. Yeah. And said, the Me Too thing is not just a woman situation, and said that shouldn't happen to anyone. And he's funny. So
I have a feeling Brad is in the same boat.
Yeah, it's same. I like Cheeseburger Eddie.
I don't know what that means, but
I don't either. That's fine.
Who's Cheeseburger Eddie?
He is a character he played in The Longest Yard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I favorite
like
Terry
Terry
Crews
Crews.
too.
I will also go with Terry Crews.
Small statement on Ted and Tom.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Here's a question I have. Have you talked with your spouse or fiance to Trisha about what you would do if one of you passed away? Like the dating, the remarried. Have you ever had that conversation? Like, if I were to go, what would you do? Or if I were to go, this is what I would want you to do. Have you had that conversation?
Every night. And the answer is no, you can't.
When you die.
Yeah. Listen, if I'm not here in the morning, you cannot date anybody.
So
and it's
really weird.
It's just like saying good night at this point. Remember?
Have you guys talked about that?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think so.
So if she's giving you instructions, you don't remember what they are.
I've deliberately not remembered. No, I don't know that we've had that conversation. No.
Trisha, have you guys ever thought about that?
I think about it.
You've been you are not married, but you've been with Eddie for a while. So
yeah, 7 years. No, we haven't had that conversation, but I have demanded that I go first because I don't want to have to worry about it afterwards or think about it.
What about you, Brad?
Yeah, we've had that conversation.
Was it a conversation that was easier to have or harder to have anything?
It was easy to have. I don't know what I would do. I still don't know what I would do. But my wife said that she would just not, because it's just not worth the effort.
Too much work. You can order those things online now, though. It's different than it used to be. My husband and I have talked about it. I
order those things as in spouses?
Yeah, it's like online dating or something.
I thought you meant the dolls.
No.
Now I have a question about related to dolls.
Yeah, you can order those things online now.
That's going to be my Ask Me
Well,
Anything.
you know me and the Annie Frey show. Yep, that's what I'm talking about, dolls. No, I've talked to my husband about it. When I think kids being in the picture kind of makes it we've gone through and talked about estate planning and all of that stuff. And you know, if I were to die right now, I wouldn't want my kids to not have a new mom. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't because of me. Like I'm dead in heaven. I'll see you when you get there. But I feel like I wouldn't want to limit my significant other that I cared for in that way. But I think it's kind of one of those things that is good to talk about in the event that something like that would happen, so that you kind of know where the other person feels. But it is kind of a weird conversation. These are the kind of things I ask my husband when he's been sleeping for 45 minutes and I like elbow him like, hey, Jared,
hey,
if I died, would you date anybody else?
It's so not fair.
No kidding.
And there's like a pause and like no, I wouldn't do that, honey.
Yeah. What do you need to hear, honey?
Yeah. The pause is him
Yeah.
like trying to figure out, did I do something wrong? Am I in trouble? Are you dying? No, you're not dying. Can I go back to sleep? What do I need to say? No, I love you, honey. Good night.
Dear Jared, if I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take. Are you asleep? Is this weird?
I mean, this is weird. Well,
honey, it's 4 a.m.
Juxtapose that conversation with Ryan talking in the third person or whatever it was that you were talking before when you were being library turtle talking about people petting you. This is weird.
Can I pet you, Mr. Turtle?
Real quick, Christopher says, how old were you when you voted for the first time? I'm 36, never voted for anyone or anything a day in my life, and next year will be my first time. I was 18.
20?
I was 18.
So
we have 16 seconds.
By math, it would be a little bit older than 18, but the first election.
Time you could.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Overachiever. I'm happy Christopher's going to vote. That's awesome. Welcome to the club. More people like Christopher. We'll be right back with Rob Kramer in a minute.
Light up the holidays with an unforgettable gift from Shane Company.
A dazzling mosaic ring covered with diamonds and blue sapphires, because you really want to knock it out of the park this year.
Princess cut diamond solitaire earrings, because you want her to have the very best.
A 14-karat gold Miami Cuban chain, because he's the strongest link.
Come to Shane Company for the largest selection of classic gifts, from hundreds of dollars to thousands. Unique fine jewelry made with natural diamonds, rubies, and sapphires selected for their beauty. We have the highest standards for quality and craftsmanship. Whether it's your first holiday together or you've shared a lifetime of love, your gift will be truly special. Visit our store or check out our online gift guide for memorable holiday gifts that'll be treasured for a lifetime. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Did you know you can sell any house within just 7 minutes without any fees, commissions, banks, or headaches? ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com is looking to make you a cash offer on your house today, no matter the size or condition. We buy vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, townhouses, condos, and apartment buildings. If you have a house and are just even thinking of selling, visit us at ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com. Leave us your info and we'll reach out to you, ask you some basic questions, questions about your property and make you a cash offer within just 7 minutes. Remember, when you sell your house to ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com, you get to choose the closing date. To get a free no-obligation cash offer on your house, go online or call us today at 314-782-5000. That number is 314-782-5000. 314-782-5000. That's ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com.
When we at AmericanEagle.com were asked by our client, Repair Clinic, to, well, repair their website, our digital marketing experts, like Tim, rolled up their sleeves and got to work. If you know Tim, you know that he loves a good challenge, which meant that this project was pretty much the highlight of Tim's year. From improving slow-loading performance that plagued our client's site to slashing duplicate pages and building an optimized sitemap, Tim was like a real-life action hero, but of website optimization. And our client reaped the benefits with major strides in their SEO, like more traffic, impressions, and revenue. Tim and the team even helped them create search and email marketing campaigns and better ongoing analytics tracking. However complex your digital challenges, from digital marketing and strategy to web development, UX, and more, talk to the experts at AmericanEagle.com. Don't just grow, soar.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bommarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
The cases and cancellations are rising. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Federal health officials urging people again to get vaccinated and boosted to help fend off serious cases of COVID's new variant.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says at least 39 states and more than 75 countries have reported cases of the Omicron variant, which she says is increasing rapidly and is expected to become the dominant strain in the coming weeks. Chief Medical Advisor to the President, Dr. Anthony Fauci, said Omicron is more transmissible than other variants.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. The NHL just announcing a week-long postponement of Avalanche and Panthers games because of concern about positive COVID tests. Emotional testimony from a now former police officer in Minnesota.
I'm sorry it happened.
On trial over the killing of Dante Wright during a traffic stop confrontation. Fox's Jeff Manasso has more live.
Lisa, pulling her gun instead of her taser was a mistake. That from the defense, as Kim Potter told the jury.
He had a look of fear on his face. It's nothing I've seen before.
The look of her partner, who was struggling with Dante Wright in a car as Wright tried to flee an arrest over a warrant. Actions that police officers have testified warranted deadly force. Though a prosecution expert also testified that even a taser wasn't justified that day. Potter's pled not guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter. The jury gets the case probably on Monday, Lisa.
Thanks, Jeff. The longest sentence yet for the Capitol riot. A 54-year-old man from Florida sentenced to more than 5 years in prison for assaulting law enforcement. Robert Palmer crying in court, telling a federal judge in D.C. he's ashamed. At his plea hearing in October, he admitted he was the one photographed throwing a wooden plank at police, then spraying and throwing a fire extinguisher while wearing an American flag Trump sweatshirt. America is listening to Fox News.
When news breaks, millions are turning to Newsmax. Get the latest on COVID, Biden's inflation, and the truth from Washington. Each weekday, Chris Salcedo probes vaccine mandates and looks at the potential dangers. Find Newsmax on all major cable systems or streaming on Amazon Fire, Samsung, Roku, Xumo, Pluto, and more. Millions are also watching the free Newsmax app on their phones. So download it today and start watching Newsmax for news you can really trust.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Gloomy and chilly this afternoon. Temperatures holding in the 40s with periods of rain. Could be a rumble of thunder, a flash of lightning in a couple of spots. No real big deal. Tonight, still chance of a rumble, but also couple of wet snowflakes possible. 34 for the low. Saturday, clouds to start, sunny in the afternoon. 42, 19 Saturday night, and Sunday sunny and 39. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
97.1 FM Talk is proud to partner once again with generous community supporters like you to raise funds for SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital's Tree of Hope year-end campaign. You're helping SSM Health Cardinal Glennon continue to fund programs that are not always covered by insurance. Because of you, children in our community receive the very best care, regardless of their family's financial situation. Go to treeofhope.org/971FM Talk to make your year-end donation.
Napa know-how. At Napa, get great deals on a variety of Craftsman tools all month long for those DIYers in your family, like the 20-volt drill driver combo with a battery and charger for just $119. With a deal like that, we're putting unfinished projects on notice. Looking at you, loose doorknob. That's the drill driver combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and NapaOnline.com while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
What is your name?
Stanton Carlisle.
Can you read minds?
Yes, I can.
From director Guillermo del Toro. What do I want?
To be found out, same as everybody else.
Now. Are you in contact with the Beyond?
Yes, I am.
We've had our share of snake charmers. We deal with them.
If you displease the right people, the world closes in on you very fast.
Bradley Cooper, Keith Blanchett, Rooney Mara.
You're going to find out what's coming to you.
Nightmare Alley. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without an adult. Now playing only in theaters.
STS Armory in Pontoon Beach is a place where you can go. People who you can trust, who are going to help you navigate whatever your firearm need is, whether it's purchasing a new firearm, ammunition, or training, making sure that you're navigating the state of Illinois Second Amendment situation, which is kind of a dumpster fire. STS Armory has helped friends and family of mine through these processes. They know who to call, who to contact, and they will help you through that. If you've never, ever owned a gun before and you want to purchase that first firearm, they will help you go through that process and guide you the whole way. Zero judgment. With all of the knowledge, the wealth of information that they have, they will pour into you so that you walk away with confidence that you've gotten the right thing, that you have made a great purchase. They work with your budget, and they are very, very good. Whether you are a novice or you're an expert, maybe you're a collector, they can help you on that end as well. Reach out to STS Armory by calling them at 618-931-GUNS. That's 618-931-4867. Online at sts-armory.com.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del will show you how to retire in 2 to 5 years. Your age doesn't matter. Turn off the pundits and turn on the passive income. Tune in to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Tune in to the Del Walmsley Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. Weeknights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Worried about what you're breathing in? With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Radio.com is now Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app to listen to 97.1 FM Talk and find content that moves you. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk on the go. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by the Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Happy Friday. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. You're listening to 97.1 FM Talk, and it's Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock. That means Rob Kramer is in studio with us. Hi, Rob. How are you today?
Hi, I'm outstanding and still improving. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Just getting better and better with each week. I'm doing fine. I'm very happy that it's Friday.
Yeah, ditto.
Are you are you ready for Christmas?
Yeah. Yes. Like I want to be, I guess is the right answer.
Yeah.
The weather's been a little hard to get in the season, or in the mood for the season, rather.
Wouldn't it be nice to have snow? Don't nod. Yes.
Yes.
Is this how radio works?
Verbalize.
We're all nodding with our mouths open.
Everybody's eating chips.
Yes, Eddie.
I need snow. I feel like a snowfall.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't even have to be necessary. It'd be nice if it was around Christmas, but just a good snowfall makes me feel a little more like wintry and Christmassy.
Have you heard Dave Murray talking about his predictions so about a month ago, he predicted a white Christmas. And as it's been getting closer and closer, that's
global warming.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a thing. But I love the optimism in his voice and in his predictions.
He believes it.
Yes, he's kind of. And at the last one I heard was a couple of days ago, and he's like, he was being pressed by somebody. He's like, okay, look, like, yeah, I mean, it might not happen, but like, it's going to be cold. I think it might, and it's getting to the point, where he's crossing over now into just optimism and not any sort of like scientific evidence that it's going to be the case.
A lot of other people are out there doing that with much bigger things than whether or not there's going to be a white Christmas. Are you ready for the digital get down?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Digital get down. Hold up. Wait a minute.
You can get this life too if you work hard and stop being bitter and busted.
I don't follow rules. I follow dogs on social media.
So, Rob, what do you have for us this week? Missed you last week. I don't think I was here last week. Was I here last week, Friday?
No, it was Mike Elam.
That's right. And it was a party.
It was a party, but Rob wasn't here. It was just me and Mike sort of dancing.
So it's like one of those parties.
Yeah, one of those kind of parties.
Awkward.
You know what those are called.
Yeah, you know that thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's pretty Christmas themed day today, but we might as well, before we get to that, I have one. It's all Christmas related. So here we go. Did you guys hear about Robert F. Kennedy's wife's party that she threw in Hollywood?
No.
So I didn't know this until today, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is married to what's her name? Cheryl from Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David's wife.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Cheryl Hines, I believe, is her name.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s
Annie
wife.
and I are like, what?
Is this about his book at all? The Real Dr. Anthony Fauci?
No.
Okay.
No.
But he also wrote that book.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, very,
Okay.
very popular book right now.
But he anti-vaxxer, right? Like that's
No,
not
but
you wouldn't label.
I mean, if you want to go 30,000 foot view, you could just throw that out there. But no,
He's challenging the
challenging,
standard narrative.
Well, so naturally, the headlines on we've had the discussion that social media is driven by headlines and not necessarily the nitty-gritty details where the devil typically lies in the details. So the headline that is all over social media today is that he is one of the most well-known anti-vaxxers in the country. So I appreciate that context, Ryan, that 30,000 foot view maybe. But the funny is, there's no hell hath no fury than a wife or spouse that's been thrown under the bus.
Oh boy.
And there's no better time of the year to ever throw your spouse or partner under the bus than the holiday season,
It's
right?
the best time of year.
It's
It's the most
we've been
wonderful
talking about
time
death
of
a
year.
lot today, actually. So this fits.
So
Merry Christmas.
Cheryl Hines decided to throw a party at their house in Hollywood for her Hollywood friends. And in the invitation, it strongly encouraged
Suggests
everybody
vaccination.
to be vaccinated before coming to the party. And he was asked, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was asked about that in a press conference earlier today. And the quote that I loved from this was that he goes, "Yeah, I guess at times I'm not even the boss of my own house." And I'm like, whoa, like,
Yeah, I guess at times you're not.
yeah. And I guess this isn't a joint union
Yeah.
there that,
Probably some give and take 50-50.
yeah. So I think he is going to have a lump of coal in his stocking from wife Cheryl based on that comment alone.
That's an interesting story, though, because he is not even remotely conservative. He is typically, as far as I know, an environmentalist. He just is not part of the narrative. He challenges the narrative, and he's in these circles. I mean, he's married to a Hollywood person, and
right.
He's at all the parties, but he is not a friend of anyone. Like he makes enemies with basically everything he does, which makes him really cool in my book.
Right. Naturally, yeah. So you are the go against the grain type of guy.
Well, as you know, there's a narrative, and I haven't read the book, but I want to. It's on my list. There's a narrative, and he does not care who he offends in finding the truth.
Sure.
So if it's conservative, lately it's been mostly leftists, makes him very unpopular because what he questions the most is deep state sort of organizations. So if you got 3 letters in your name and you work for the government, he is challenging everything you do.
It was kind of like what Ron Paul was known as, 15 years ago, and what we wanted Rand Paul to kind of be, right? Was that true moderate centrist, like, I'm going to argue with you if I disagree with you, not because you're against me politically speaking.
Well, I don't think he's changed. I think that still is what he is. And the way society has moved in the last 4 or 5 years, it's pushed those people. They haven't moved, but now they're considered right.
Right. Yeah. There's this. It was the New York Times. It was one of the larger newspapers. One of the cartoonists. He drew this cartoon recently that showed like 2014. It's a cartoon. It's a line, horizontal line. Here's somebody on the left. Here's somebody on the right. Here's the moderate line, and I'm a little left, is what it showed him. Then 2018, the left-leaning person starts walking at a steadily pace further left, making him now.
The center just keeps moving.
Right, and then it finally showed 2021, and the left caricature had ran even further to the left, where there was a big sign that now said woke. And now it looks like this person that was actually left-leaning 6, 7, 8 years ago is now very far.
Yeah,
right.
like hardcore conservative almost.
Right. Yeah. That's very interesting. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny, but it brings up a good point to you, what you just said about him not being friends with anybody or not having any fans. Reading the story, it kind of gathered that he wasn't at his own party.
He probably wasn't allowed.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed in the door.
Requirements.
The best part was, apparently, according to a political fact checker, there was no checks of vaccination status nor any masks being worn at the party. So,
you know what? And if you want to have a party and you want to ask people to be vaccinated to come to your party, it's your house, it's your party, ask for that. And then people can make the decision on whether or not to go or not. Isn't that what it's about? I think that is so important to distinguish between a government official telling you how you're going to live your life and what you're going to do with your body, and individuals who, I'm sure that we all have experiences with close friends or family members who are very concerned about the vaccination status of everybody who's around them. And when that's the case, if you are somebody who is vaccinated, then you're probably cool with it. I know people who are vaccinated who don't want to talk about being vaccinated, who are afraid to admit that they're vaccinated because of people who are anti-vax in their own family. Like, it is all over the place. And that's because we've stigmatized it so incredibly much that there are people who are getting the vaccine for non-medical reasons, and there are people who aren't getting the vaccine for non-medical reasons. It should only be about your personal health, which is why I specifically have made a point on here to not talk about my status, to not talk about whether or not I've had COVID, because nothing that I do with my personal health should have anything to do with what you do with yours. And if we would have taken that position from the very beginning, I think that the vaccination status situation in the country would be considerably different. But now it's an accessory for some, it's a badge of honor for others. It's not about health. It's about stigma.
Do you guys want to hear me tell my story about chickenpox when I was 4 and, at the time?
Did you go to a chickenpox party?
More than anything.
Oh, Trisha, thank you so much. I actually wrote a poem. So Trisha was a hoot last night at the company holiday party.
Tell us about the wild details.
I wrote a poem to remember that. So we could probably do that in the next segment. But just
fantastic.
Great tease for that coming up.
Gosh, wow.
I ate sliders.
I can't wait for that.
Hey, Ryan, did you finish writing that thing that we were going to do?
Trisha reminded me that existed about an hour ago.
So Rob brought a self-motivated poem to the show today, and we talked about this before Thanksgiving, and Trisha reminded you that the idea existed today.
As I told Trisha, I thought you were joking.
No, you did not.
I did.
I have the
are you talking about the song or the
song?
I started working on that yesterday.
So you're talking about something else.
Yes.
Here. I was going to say, we definitely had a thought out conversation
that we
about.
had, and I started working on it yesterday. I think I'm gonna run out of time though.
Yeah, because Christmas is next.
Because
week.
it's
Anyway, maybe we'll just sing Rob's poem.
Yeah,
what do we got?
I like that.
Oh, you're gonna do it next
segment. Yeah. So speaking of running out of time, traditionally, thank you.
You're welcome.
You yelled at me for somebody else used to yell at me on the show for saying segue, and then I just started saying, okay, and here's another great segue. And
another thing.
Yes. So
about what we were just talking about is this thing that we're going to talk about now.
I can't. It wasn't you, Wiggy, so I can't yell at you for
I think
that.
it was probably me.
No, it wasn't. But regardless,
I said you can't. Oh, okay.
It's somebody who shall not be named.
Brad.
That's all the time we got for today. Statistically speaking, men are procrastinators when it comes to Christmas shopping.
No joke.
So
if they do it at all, which we've kind of already talked about.
Got it. Well, we won't go there then. But
do you do the shopping, and like does your wife do all the shopping for you guys, or do you split it? Or
yeah, I mean, she bathes me in the morning, she dresses me, she puts me to bed at night.
Are you a child?
The blessing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Yeah, and he doesn't know what's going on.
Never seen it.
Yeah, well,
everybody laughed, and I'm like, well, it's probably funny. And he starts doing the pledge. I do.
We were like, Rob's joke's funny. We're laughing, but we're also laughing at you.
That's okay. It's more than welcome.
That's why it was especially heartfelt laughter. It was very hearty of a laugh.
I'm waiting for that
and
chickenpox story. What happened there?
I just the joke is that we're so willing to talk about our vaccination status and whether we've had this illness. Like, why don't we go back to talking about everything that we've had? I mean, I had explosive diarrhea 7 times in my childhood. I don't tell people about that, but
it was 7 times.
Yeah.
That joke
don't
went right
tell
over
people
my
about
head.
that.
Now you're talking about diarrhea.
He literally just said it on the radio.
Well, it's all good. I'm just an honest guy. Transparent Rob. That's what they call me. Back in the clink. Transparent Rob.
In the clink.
So, cooking is also something that can be procrastinated
now you know what it's like, Rob.
We have issues with supply chain problems, and there might not be enough food to be able to cook those things that you're looking for. So have any of you seen or been introduced to the Christmas delicacy known as the Christmas tinner?
No. Can you spell it or explain?
TINNER. No. Christmas tinner.
Dinner with a T.
Yes. So it's just like it sounds. It is an entire Christmas dinner
in a tin
can that you can warm up in the microwave, or if you want to get fancy, you can put it into a roasting dish and put it into the oven.
How about the air fryer?
You could air fry.
If you have an air fryer, do you have one?
No, we're not that privileged.
Or
sorry.
like shut up. Shut up. Or like a Ninja or something like that. Do you have one of those?
No, we don't have enough money.
You guys are you're nonsense. Do you?
I have a Ninja.
Okay, I'm like hesitantly asking the rest of the people in the room. I'm gonna be honest. It was a gift to me for my sister. We didn't even buy it, so leave me alone.
Oh, your wealthy sister.
Yeah. Once you have one of those things, you like ask the question with everything. Can we put this in there?
Yeah.
Can we do this with that? And I mean, it's pretty crazy how great.
There's a great TikToker who does all sorts of foods in the air fryer that you might not think, like your leftover Subway sandwich.
Totally. Pizza.
Yeah.
There's nothing like pizza is better the day after in the air fryer.
Let's not talk about old food and it's ways to eat it and whether it's better or not. Ryan's gonna get in a tizzy over here. But
let's not talk about old food, guys. Let's talk about new food. It's the holiday season.
So I want to describe this for you so you can picture this. It's all of the food is stacked and layered inside standard size tin can.
Yeah,
and this is what is
it like a single serving, like for one person? Like what do you mean by tin can?
Like a
coffee can, popcorn tin,
a can of beans, a can of corn, a can of tomato sauce.
You ever seen a group of guys standing around a barrel with their fingers out trying to warm? Little cans sticking on top of the barrel.
A bird barrel. Gotcha.
So, ordered from top to bottom, this is what is included in your Christmas dinner: scrambled eggs and bacon. Good start. 2 mince pies, turkey and potatoes, gravy, a layer of bread sauce, then cranberry sauce, Brussels sprouts with stuffing, roasted carrots and parsnips, and then Christmas pudding, which I had to look up, is an alcohol-soaked plum pudding.
Do these foods touch?
literally stacked on top of each other.
There's got to be a tiny portion of each one of those things.
very, very thin.
Ryan has no concerns outside of portion size.
No. How does it taste? I don't care.
You
How
get
much is that?
2 pins or tins. Pins. You get 2 tins and eat 2 portions.
You got to eat them at the same time, though, so that you're not eating like back
You're
to
confusing
back.
things.
Yeah.
Ryan, you strike me as the kind of person that would maybe lay that on its side and take out a very thin knife and maybe parse that out and separate these things.
That's a lot of work. And so you misjudged me.
You totally misjudged
Yeah.
him. All right, let's take a quick break. What?
TSO.
TSO, you do.
Okay.
You do this.
All right.
2
You want to
winners.
win some Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets?
Dave Klein's in the studio right there. So
Then
Trisha.
wait for Trisha to run out there and answer the phone because it's time for you to win. 314-241-9797 is the phone number. You can win Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets, or if you don't care about gender or national origin, we can just call them orchestra. That show is on 12/30, as in December 30th at 3 p.m. The number, once again, is 314-241-9797. Be the Trisha 8th caller, and you will win. Bye.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show. History looks back on times like this. Where do you stand? 97.1 FM Talk is here to spotlight what would otherwise be left in the dark. Right here, right now. 97.1 FM Talk.
If you want to lose weight before Christmas, try Slim 180. Mark Cox here, telling you about a great deal right now. Get with a friend, get with a loved one or a family member, and buy one, get one free at Slim 180 for 1 month only. This is a great deal. If you don't want to start right now, you can begin whenever you want, but go to Slim 180. There are 6 convenient locations: O'Fallon, St. Charles, Sunset Hills, Creve Coeur, Chesterfield, and Florissant. You work with counselors and doctors one-on-one, in person, to help you get the weight off. If you don't want the 2-for-1 deal and you're going to try it by yourself, right now they'll give you 25% off just for mentioning this ad. I'm on Slim 180. I'm down 12 pounds already. I'm going to lose 20 before it's over with. Call Slim 180 today at 888-754-6111, 888-754-6111, or visit them online at myslim180.com.
Tis the season for Christmas music magic, and all of your favorite holiday stations are now here with the Odyssey app.
Let it snow with songs that bring Christmas cheer wherever you go.
Warm up your home with holiday music from home entertainment devices like Roku, Chromecast, Sonos, and more.
Just look for the Odyssey app.
Want to access more stations through your car?
Try out Odyssey with Waze or Apple CarPlay. Plus, listen to your favorite Christmas radio stations on your phone with the Odyssey app.
This Christmas, your holiday favorites are all on Odyssey.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all with soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. Even more alluring than lingerie, the texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at Pajamagram.com. Best of all, Pajamagram does the wrapping for you with free gift packaging. Order today, and Pajamagram will also include a free matching naturally nude nightie with the purchase of naturally nude pajamas. That's free gift packaging and a free naturally nude nightie when you order today. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everyone! Santa here to tell you about a great gift opportunity from the folks at Upkeep Home Warranty and Maintenance. Now, I'm sure you've heard all about the fantastic home warranty at Upkeep. Well, you see, Upkeep offers a full home warranty program that also includes your vital home maintenance. They cover things like electrical, plumbing, appliances, and your furnace and AC, too. Upkeep's very own technicians come out to your home 4 times a year to perform all the needed maintenance to keep things running like new. A home warranty from Upkeep makes a wonderful gift for those loved ones that may need help taking care of their home. To find out more, visit upkeepstl.com or give them a call at 636-387-7331. Simply type in Santa at checkout and you'll receive $150 off through December. Ho, 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 ho.
Keep up your home with Upkeep. Keep up your home with Upkeep. Keep up your home with Upkeep, and you'll have a happy home.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon, heading up 97.1 FM Talk's Tree of Hope team for the kids at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, where no child is ever turned away. Your gifts to the Tree of Hope go to fund special programs like music therapy. Board-certified music therapists bring the healing power of music to patients dealing with complex medical issues. Support provides instruments and other things necessary for the program, which is one of many not covered by insurance, but very necessary to a child's recovery. Please join our Tree of Hope 97.1 FM Talk team and give at treeofhope.org/971 FM Talk.
Sleigh bells ring.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
A beautiful sight. We are happy tonight. Walking in the winter wonderland.
Something so special about that voice. It just feels nice and comfy and cozy. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. A reminder that on Christmas Eve day and on Christmas Day, you are going to be able to enjoy the Annie Frey Show Christmas special right here on 97.1, virtually commercial free. Just something it's kind of a big warm Christmas hug, or how did you explain it before?
Cozy Christmas cabin.
Yeah.
Of music.
That was much more emphatic than the last time. It was just kind of a trail.
I'm proud of it now.
And December 21st, Tuesday, December 21st, please make sure you are subscribed to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, because did you guys hear that we have connected with Santa's elves? Trisha, did you know this? We have connected.
Like, actually, it's confirmed?
They are coming to my house.
Are you serious? So I knew that we had put the request in, but...
Yes. I have one, possibly two of Santa's elves coming to my house. Brad and Trisha, you are invited as well.
That is awesome.
Ryan, Rob, you guys can come if you want. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it. I know you guys had some stuff planned.
Yeah.
But
we did. But
if your children... but you got this other thing you got to do. If you have kids who would like to get a message to Santa's elves, I will have them for you at, I think, 7:45
was when we made the request.
7:45?
7:45,
the
8
request
o'clock.
we put in. Yep.
Yeah, so 7:45-ish p.m. on YouTube. We might go live a little bit earlier from my house, potentially. We're going to wait and see what kind of connection we get, because we've got approval of that. Two of them are going to be there, and we're still working out the logistics. But we would love to know from you, if you don't want to join the actual live stream, we're going to make it possible so that you could join with your kiddos the live stream so that they could get a message to Santa Claus through Santa's elves. If you want to send a message to the Annie Frey Show Facebook page, or if you want to participate in the YouTube live stream that night, you can comment on there, and the elves will field those questions from children of all ages. And elves are incredibly smart and sometimes taller than you expect.
Well, we don't know about these two, because we just put in a request.
They could be stupid.
Just put in a request for elves.
Do you think that the Annie Frey Show request is prioritized for the smartest elves, or do you think that that's like something they might just be willing to do, but maybe it's not the cream of the crop? Rob, I mean,
well, my question was going to be, do you know if they're from the Lullaby League or the Lollipop Guild? Because I was just curious.
Those were Munchkins.
Oh shoot! Sorry.
Yeah, Rob.
Sorry.
It's embarrassing to do that.
Dang
live.
it! Yeah, I know. Shoot, Rob, get better.
What do you think,
at
Ryan?
your analogies.
I don't think you're getting the best. I'll tell you that. I mean, especially this time of year. Like, if you were going to make this request in April, you might get two top tier elves. Right now, I think you're getting the ones that are still making old wooden toys. But, we don't know.
Which nobody even plays with. It's just like something to do.
Yeah, it's something that's, maybe been passed down through the family. Like, they might not even made them. These have been around for a while, and they
This is
found
made
them
in
on a
China
shelf.
on the bottom.
Yeah.
If you want to be a part of this, we would love to invite you to join us on the live stream, the Annie Fry YouTube channel. You should go subscribe now, and you can turn on notifications on the YouTube channel, and you'll be notified when we go live. And it's something that if you have a smart TV, and most people by now, like I don't have a smart TV in my living room, but I have a Roku that I plug into it that makes it smarter. And I pull up the YouTube app there, and we'll watch the Mark Cox Morning Show is on in the mornings on their YouTube channel, and on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. You can watch us every day, like right now, noon to 3. And on December 21st, Tuesday, you can watch The Elves, which I'm just so incredibly excited
And if your
about.
laptop has an HDMI port and your television does as well, you can use an HDMI cable for those that aren't as privileged, can
Oh my
connect that to the
gosh.
television. So
Yeah.
sorry
Those
about
of
it.
us without air fryers.
Yeah.
Air fryers and a plasma television from 2007 that weighs about 400 pounds and makes a funny hum noise. That's
Those
what
are
we're
dangerous. Those things are heavy.
That's what we're working off of here in the Annie Fry.
07 was a good year, though.
Great year.
Yeah,
That's a
good year.
great year.
Great year for
You had
teams.
one more thing, Rob. I want to get to that.
Yeah. Real quickly, following up on the Christmas dinner. If PSA out there, if you're going to go to like a girlfriend, boyfriend, friend's house for the first time to meet parents or the extended family, and you're a little bit of a prankster or a jokester like I am, there is the Rob recommendation on Amazon right now for $19.99, Mr. Wiggins. You can get a 4-pack of Gag canned meat combo pack, which includes creamed possum, armadillo,
Is what?
dillo, and squirrel meat.
Armadillo and dillo?
Yeah. I don't
Are
know.
they actually those meats? Or are they
Something
just a
else I
label?
know
It's
nothing
just,
about.
it's just a label. But how amazing would it be to my mother-in-law is a big fan of the Gag Christmas boxes.
Yeah.
Last Christmas, 2 years Christmases ago, my wife is a vegetarian, and my
No.
mother-in-law got me a gift that the box said it was bacon scented dryer sheets. And it looks very legitimate. There's a number of those products out there. My favorite, I think, is the Kids First fire set, which is like a solo stove.
It's like lawn darts.
It talks about how it comes with real kerosene, and there's real ignition, and kids love it. Watch out, stay 2 feet away. The
Are you guys
flame's
Gag
real.
gift givers or getter? Like, do you enjoy them?
I don't do them much, so I
No.
can't really tell you.
Trisha?
No.
No. It's gonna has to be something that is like a give and take. Like you can't give a Gag gift to somebody who doesn't think it's funny and enjoy it, right? Or is it maybe you can?
My wife always tells me that I laugh at my own jokes too much, and
My wife says that about me too. Rob. Welcome to the
brothers,
club.
brothers. So
Never guess that about you.
I know.
I'm the kind of person that doesn't care if you're going to laugh or not at that gift,
Yeah,
provided
if
it's
it's
going to
funny,
bring
it's
me
funny.
joy. Yeah, for sure. And I know best.
Do you want to? Can we talk about our friends? Who?
Yeah.
I got a friend who. Yeah.
Okay, so I got this friend who is definitely not me.
So Ryan, you want to go first?
I have a friend who didn't know. He thought that his ports on his smartphones were just getting loose over time. And so went through about 4 phones before he realized, oh, that's actually just lint clogging it up. So a lot of money wasted
Is
there.
this another one of your stories that you just tell us?
I'm telling you about a friend of mine. That's what we're doing, right?
Is there a question? You got to be kidding.
You ever?
I know he doesn't get it. Trish, I need you to take him into your office and just speak slowly.
You should have heard me trying to speak to him earlier about the thing I think you want.
I have a friend who was at a family holiday party at Thanksgiving, and they were playing categories. And I think that this is interesting because as we all get together here soon with our families, you're naturally going to come across groups of people who are not on the same political spectrum. So you tread lightly because you care about these people. You love these people. You don't want to interject something into the situation that causes a fight or, people to just go to their own corners. So they're playing categories, and the letter was I, and the category was drug or medicine.
Ooh.
What do you pick?
Ooh.
Letter is I, and my friend was saying ivermectin.
Uh-huh.
And they debated on it, and they just left it blank. They didn't do it. is the word.
Now that's wrong, because even if you disagree with the use of it,
is a drug
it's
or a
still
medicine.
a medicine.
Yeah, that's still super valid. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a valid answer.
Your friend isn't competitive enough.
Oh, that's not true.
He or she.
The friend wanted it down, and the wife said, "Nah, I'm going to pass on this."
Well, what'd you end up doing? Ibuprofen?
I
mean,
know they couldn't. The ibuprofen's a good one. Can you think of any other ones?
No.
Ibuprofen is a good one, but if everybody else has it, don't you?
You don't get it then.
If-
Yeah, ibuprofen would be the one that I think
Everybody
would,
would put down.
So you'd want to go ivermectin.
What happens if you don't put it
Ipecac.
down? Ipecac?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
The syrup that makes you vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It.
That'd
It's,
have been my answer.
that's the one that you don't put down because you don't want to like cause any issues. If you know that the group of people there would potentially
it
be
makes it
sensitive,
political.
yeah, sensitive to it. So you feel like, it's just really not worth the 1 point. But to my friend, it absolutely would have been. But yeah, it's kind of like the Kennedy situation. Sometimes you're not the boss in your own household, and you're smart for that. But what happens when you don't put it down and somebody else does, and it's like the person on the other side of the aisle, and it's funny and everyone's laughing, haha, and you're like, oh, I totally took that pitch because I was trying to be the nice guy. So. Are you putting it down in mixed company?
Heck yes.
Heck yes.
I mean, it's regardless of what you believe about it, it's an answer that's a drug or medicine.
Insulin. Fireman says
that's
insulin.
a good one.
That's a good.
that's
He
a
says
good
if you
one.
consider that medicine,
That's
I do.
not. Yeah, it's not real.
Isosorbide.
Insulin isn't. No,
mononitrate.
that's no. That's
So
a
you're that guy. It's category.
That's a conspiracy. No, it's a conspiracy. All right, that's the thing.
Insulin is ibuprofen is not real.
Insulin and ibuprofen
It's
are
not a real thing.
things.
Birds aren't real.
Isosorbide.
Isosorbide isn't real either.
If you just like start right, if you know the letters to write down in the right
I take
order.
it every morning.
No kidding.
Isosorbide won a Nobel Peace Prize in 2015, but it's not real.
Does anyone else have an I got a friend who? Do you have an I got a friend who where we can talk about it, or is it just more story time with Brian? That's just a different segment.
You ever
Wiggins America 6 to 8 a.m. on Saturdays.
You ever done that with your iPhone where there's actually lint in there and you didn't realize it?
I got one.
Wait,
Because I got a friend who did.
I think people need to understand that Ryan wrote that down in his phone to talk about it a later time.
Yeah.
How long have you been sitting on that?
About 2 months ago.
Oh my gosh. Maybe that's
It's been
where
a
the
while
lint
since we
came
played
from.
this one.
I got a friend who in college, we had a 3-story house. And so he was the basement dweller and really didn't come up and see other people as often. So we'd have to make our way to the dungeon to go see him.
Yeah, old cave boy.
Yeah.
Old cave boy.
Old cave boy.
And old cave
One
boy.
day I'll turn into a
OCB.
caveman.
Old cave boy was such a he always wanted to be such a gracious host, and he understood that the basement
He
was
just didn't like people
Yeah.
coming out of his.
yeah. And
do you want something to drink?
very much so. The best part though was I remember it was Christmas break. We hadn't gone home for Christmas yet, so we didn't have classes. So I was going down to hang out with him and see what was up. He's sitting there playing video games with a sack of McDonald's next to him that had to have been sitting there for a number of hours, and he feels disheveled. Do that voice again for me, Ryan.
Hey, Rod.
And he goes,
Glad you can play some games with me.
and he goes, can I offer you anything? And he reaches into the bag, and it's like an old McDonald's. And I'm sitting close enough where I can see the receipt on the outside from 4 hours earlier. And I go, is it still warm? And he goes, I don't know, but the microwave's right over there, man. Like, you can do that. And I go,
Those cheeseburgers can sit out for a lot longer than 4 hours and still look normal.
it'll look, taste, just, what's ethically right. So my question to you is,
Yeah, what's your question?
Are you okay with reheating McDonald's or Burger King or anything like fast food burgers in the microwave to reheat them?
You know where you can put them? You can put them in the air fryer and they would be delicious.
None of us know that, though.
I wonder if the soup kitchen that I'm going to go to
Oh
tonight
my
has
gosh,
a air fryer
Robert.
there. or
Probably not.
Robert!
Unless somebody donated it.
Oh,
Say soup
man,
kitchen
these
these
days.
days?
Certainly couldn't have bought it themselves.
You're probably not.
So you have a friend who's an old cave boy. Good one.
Yeah.
Rob should get credit for that.
That's a good
because he
one.
brought it full circle and asked the
I
question.
think there's not much fast food that I would reheat. And I don't really know why I wouldn't do that, but I
always get tricked on Taco Bell tacos. I always think,
I'll
I
eat
could
that
do
later.
this. I could do this. But
No.
you go to reheat that thing.
It's not the same.
It is no. It's
Why
not
does
okay.
the meat inside there get so hot when you reheat?
It gets
Taco
hot,
Bell?
and anything near it gets soggy, and the rest of that taco is hard.
Yeah,
you
you're
can't
right.
eat it.
Brad?
What? I have no
Never
idea. I'm ready to
reheat.
spin music.
Okay.
You got an old K boyfriend?
He was the gay boyfriend.
That was him? Wow.
Maybe.
Play games, Rob. Got these cheeseburgers.
Ooh, real
for
friends,
you.
not internet friends.
You guys really don't get to appreciate the shoulder action that goes into the majority of Ryan Wiggins' impressions, unless you're watching on the webcam, of course. Quick break. We come back. Rob, thank you for being in here.
Thank you.
Are you here next week at all?
Yes, but we're off on Freyday, so maybe we'll
I
do it a
know.
little early.
Can I invite you into the studio maybe next week throughout the week?
Sounds like you just did.
I did. Will you join us?
We'll see.
All right. Sounds good. Stick around. More Annie Frey Show right around the corner. Don't go away. Bye.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
But you can do the job when you're in town.
The Mark Reardon Show.
We are joined right now by Missouri Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler.
What we are seeing is, in the eyes of both China and Russia, that they are viewing this president as weak, and our nation as weak after the debacle that happened in Afghanistan.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
This holiday season, check off your shopping list with Cardinals 5 and 10 game ticket packs. These multi-game packs are the best way to secure your seats to all of 2022's high-demand games, including opening day, Yankees and Cubs weekends, legendary player tributes, and more. Give the gift of baseball to all the fans on your list. Ticket packs start at just $59. On sale now. Get yours at cardinals.com/holiday.
This holiday season, check off your shopping list with Cardinals Baseball. 2022 all-inclusive tickets start at just $59 and feature a full buffet, complimentary bar, plus a great view of the game. Choose from the Premium Legends Club, the UMB Champions Club, Proficient Red Jacket Club, National Car Rental Club, and more. Give the gift of date nights, the gift of family time, the gift of Cardinals Baseball. Get your single game all-inclusive tickets now at cardinals.com/holiday.
Thomas Helbig of the Retirement Advisory Group is waiting for your phone call because he's got these free consultations that just all it requires of you is for you to dial the phone number, say, I heard about you on the Annie Frey Show and I'd like to have a retirement review. 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494. For 35 years, Thomas Helbig and the Retirement Advisory Group have been helping retirees and pre-retirees just like you understand all of your options, so that when you leave your job or if you are retiring, that you know how to protect your retirement in the best possible way for you. Thomas Helbig will tell you he's never had a client lose a penny. He is waiting for you to become one of those clients. And I can tell you from knowing Thomas Helbig personally as a friend of mine and a great sponsor and partner with 97.1 FM Talk, you will be in very good hands. Call Thomas Helbig at the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494. Or you can visit him on his website at retirementkey.com.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Pineview Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The WAVE technology at Pineview Medical Clinic was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces powerful and instant results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Spectrum Business is proud to support small businesses with the best internet and phone services at the best value. But we want to do more. So now, for a limited time, get 1 month of services for free. That's right, 1 month on us. Get 200 megabit per second internet and business phone, and even TV, all free for 1 month, plus free installation. Call 855-757-4544 or visit spectrum.com/business today. Restrictions apply.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their honor flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for free HVAC estimates, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Back in the car and back on the road. We're with you. Dependable traffic with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Snow, 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 snow. It won't be long before
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Wash my hands, my face, and hair with snow.
Snow, I long to clear a path and lift a spade of snow.
Who's got their mic open? You got something to say?
What's this song about?
Mulch.
Snow, snow, snow.
You
I
like-
love snow. I want to wash myself in snow.
So we've gone from Carrie Underwood, now you're Bing Crosby. Got it.
Yeah.
What's your Christmas movie? What's the Christmas movie you got to see?
Elf.
Self.
Yeah, Self. Selfless. I think it's that movie with Ryan Reynolds where he takes those pills, becomes a superhero or something. Selfless.
Gosh.
Thinking of Limitless.
Limitless. That's the one.
Bradley Cooper.
I don't know.
Selfless.
You would
Very
like
different
Elf.
film.
A reminder that on Tuesday, December 21st, I have some elves. Santa's elves coming to my house to get to take messages that you or that your kids or grandkids might have and give them to the big man, which is Santa Claus, and not Joe Biden, like Hunter Biden said in that email.
Big guy.
I mean, maybe the president.
For Christmas, Johnny wants 10% back for the big guy? That's weird. These are weird pictures. These don't look like a kid.
Oh my gosh, please don't go there.
He's wearing a scarf. He's in a bathtub.
Stop.
Start counting minutes.
Stop. How long is this is the second time I felt like Brad should maybe dump the show because Ryan
Dump the show. Dump the whole. You cannot get this one on podcast.
Down.
It only exists live.
Here's the question, folks. This is what I wanted to go around the room and talk about. Portion sizes, because we talked the other day about Oreos, and I said to Brad and to Ryan, how many Oreos could you eat? You said the package.
Yeah, all of them.
And you said the package.
Oh yeah. Could I eat the package? Yes.
I mean, yeah, there's some element of self-control that likely sets in where at first you think I should really not eat anymore, and then you eat a certain amount more, and then you stop. How many Oreos do you think you could eat? I don't think I could eat a whole package.
Oh, I could probably eat the whole thing. I
Really?
stopped at 6 last night. I put 4 in my hand,
Mhm.
and then I did that thing you were talking about where I was like, I need some more, but like how many more? And I had 2 more, and then I cut myself off. But yeah, I could eat that whole thing.
So think about some other things that you want to know, like what is an acceptable amount and what is the realistic amount?
Real quick though, can
Mhm.
I ask, do you guys have a favorite Oreo flavor, or is it just Oreo?
Just Oreo. Actually, probably like the white or the golden
The golden
ones.
ones.
Yeah,
Me too.
I
I
would
like the
prefer
double
those
stuffed
over-
golden over regular ones.
I would too.
Yeah, I think the same.
But I like vanilla ice. Vanilla ice cream is probably my favorite kind of ice cream.
Me too.
Oh, gosh, this
I
is
like regular most stuff.
What
yeah.
else do you like? I like that too. I don't care what it is.
Oh,
I don't
we're
like
doing a
eating meat
thing.
off the bone at all.
How many, Josh? How many items do you get when you go to Taco Bell? Taco Bell is the only place where I feel like I eat by quantity. Like
Number.
You can have. I can get 3 things. I'll have 3 nachos Bel Grande.
Yeah.
No.
They're all basically the same thing.
Or 3 tacos. Like, how many things do you get at Taco Bell, Ryan?
If I'm going to eat a real meal there and feel like I'm full now, 5.
5 things at Taco Bell. What do you get?
I stop at 4, but I want more.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's like an embarrassing thing, though, if you keep going.
Brad?
Like Ryan.
You just to talk about it.
I was gonna say 4 or 5, but some of those items include like the nachos, which are really big, or the quesadilla, which is
Mhm.
really big.
So I've always been like of the mind that you get 3 things for a Taco Bell meal. But my son, who is going to be 12 in almost a week, which blows my mind, he eats 3 things at Taco Bell and he's not full. And I don't want to encourage him overeating, but I also have to, I'm in this place where I'm starting to have to shift in understanding that he can eat and probably needs to eat more than a grown person does. And I'm talking about Taco Bell. It's obviously not every night, but so he gets 4 things at Taco Bell now. And I'm always like, is this too much? What am I doing? But it sounds like,
nah, that's fine. Especially if if you're talking about he's going to have 4 quesadillas, that's a ton of food.
That's a lot of food.
But if you're talking about most of their items,
right now he gets 2 Taco Supremes with no tomatoes, a chili cheese burrito, and a cheese roll-up. And a cheese roll-up is like,
they're small. That's the dollar menu.
That's 3.5.
Don't tell him that.
That's a pretty good meal.
What if he's satisfied?
Though. I mean, he eats it.
Well, if he's eating it, he's a grown boy. No, that's a pretty good portion size.
But that's not like out of control.
Nah.
No, that's pretty normal.
What about homemade cookies? Cookies that you make, and I'm talking like a standard cookie size being, what would you call that? The size, like maybe the size of the circumference of a baseball ish. If you are making cookies, or if your significant other has just made cookies, and they're fresh and they're sitting out there, and you're passing by them throughout the day. In a day, how many of those cookies are you eating?
You go first, Brad.
How many am I eating?
That's the question.
Like if there's no restriction on me, I'll eat the whole thing.
Whatever's there.
But I make my wife take them and put them away. So
yeah?
I don't. Yeah.
You make your wife?
Mm-hmm. Because if I know where they're at,
I can't put these away. You are putting these away.
Well, if I know where they're at, I'm just going to go to where they're at.
That's a good point.
I know what you're saying.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Hide them from me. What about you? Well, wait a second. What's your self-respectable number of cookies that can be eaten from a fresh batch?
Self-respect, that I respect myself?
Yeah, that you have
2.
2 cookies.
2. That third one I pay for. If they're out all day, though, I'll probably eat 5.
Out all day and self-respectable number are the same. 1.
1?
What?
Why?
I'm not a big, other than Oreos. I'm not a big baked. I just don't do baked goods that much. I like them, but I just don't gorge on them like I do other things.
I would say it's like 2 or 3, but I purposely, because it takes a lot less time to make them, I will make cookies like the big kind that you would buy at the store and be like, oh, it's a really big cookie. Make one of those. And then to me, that's like you get a cookie.
Now, if you make that into a dessert where you're putting 2 cookies with like the cream in the middle, now you're talking.
How many of those are you eating?
Ooh, that size?
How many are there?
Yeah, I'm going till I can't stop. I love those things.
Has to hide them.
Yeah.
With cream or with ice cream or icing or what?
Well, I don't really like mixing them with ice cream, but if you create a dessert out of the cookie
it
with
ceases to
multiple
be a cookie.
cookies,
it's now
then,
a
it's
dessert.
something else, then I like it more.
Did you guys have one that you wanted to ask?
I had one.
Yeah, what do you got?
Slices of pizza.
Okay, so like a standard
So,
large
like if you go
pizza
to-
ordered,
from Papa John's.
and
or
you're at a
something like that.
friend's birthday party or something, and it's sitting there. How many are you eating?
Good scenario.
Yeah, it's specific.
Like in public.
That's a public one.
2 to 3, depending on how much pizza
If
there
it's your
is.
pizza at home and you're by yourself and you ordered a pizza,
And I can do anything I want.
nobody knows.
Whole pizza.
In public 2, at home 4.
I'm somewhere in that realm too. 2 pieces is standard. I will eat this and not be hungry when I'm done with this. But if you're at home and you're on your own, it's probably 3 pieces. And if I haven't eaten anything else that day, there might be like a straggler 4th that's down the way, maybe.
Yep.
But I'm starting to get to the point where I can't really do
Real
that
quick,
anymore.
ice cream scoops, like good hard ice cream. You go to an ice cream place. How many?
I will probably say at least 2 because of the flavor change that you can usually make.
Not like public accepted, but like how many would you really want?
2,
That's it?
probably.
I'm not kidding. I could probably do 8.
What
No
about you,
joke.
Trisha?
2's good.
Just
2?
one.
Just one.
Oh, man.
Ice cream's my fave, though.
Me too.
Just a lot of it overdone is not no bueno. Hey, have a good weekend. Thank you for being here. A reminder, the Annie Frey Show Christmas special on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Keep it right here. And go subscribe to the YouTube channel. And you're going to see those elves at my house on Tuesday, December 21st. Mark Reardon Show coming up next.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression